smut, some sage, and some Palo Santo, and Fortitude dude shows up. Gotta spill a little patchouli.
What the fuck did I miss? Fortitude dude?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're making a rad new superhero. Fortitude dude.
Oh yeah, what's his powers?
Well, he's got a superhuman set of moral. Got a superhuman moral code. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives him opens up all these doorways for him in life. Yeah.
I'd have to see it in action to understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really understand it yet either.
All right, well, cheers, gentlemen. We're live.
Cheers.
Or we're hot, rather. Whatever.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, all right. Time to relax for the day.
Thank God.
Nomadic Earth in the house.
What up?
Yeah.
Mr. Kyle, Jarrod. How you guys feeling?
Good.
Feeling good, Stevie.
Comfortable in your lawn chairs?
I'm feeling chilled, yeah.
Sometimes there's nothing more comfortable than a lawn chair like this, you know?
Yeah, I feel weird sitting like above you. It's very strange.
It's your house, man. You got the higher ground, I guess.
No, it's odd. Like I'm not usually looking down on.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, man.
That's cool. So, what are we gonna talk about?
I don't know.
Jeez, we should have planned this a little bit better. All right, tell me about Nomadic Earth. How did you guys start? Let's dive down that a little bit. Tell me your story.
Going straight in there.
Right in there. Dive it in. Well, I mean, I've been playing since I was 17. I didn't meet Kyle. We actually grew up right around the same area. Graduated from the same high school, only a few years apart, but we never met each other
We
out
knew
there.
a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
And everything. It's just weird. We never really crossed paths until about 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I have something similar. A buddy of mine, we knew each other in high school barely. We met each other. I was in my sophomore year, and then like kind of ran into him again like my senior year, and then never really heard of him after that. And then years later, he showed back up in my life, and now he's like one of my closest friends. Has been for 20 years now.
Nice.
You know, but it's kind of like that same thing. Oh, we knew each other in high school, kinda.
Yeah.
You know, we hung out with all the same people, but just never really hung out.
Right.
Yeah. His name is Grim, and one of the songs that I performed, we wrote together, and it took 12 years to write the song because when we met sophomore year in high school, he played this riff. And I loved this riff to this song he was playing. I'm like, dude, that's so good. And I was like jealous. I was like, I don't play that good. Why can't I write shit like that? You know, and it kind of like got a fire under my ass to do better.
Write your own stuff, yeah.
And then when we got hooked back up, we started writing music together, and we came out with this song called Pray. And I still play it at all my shows, but like,
nice.
I didn't realize until after we had done it a few times. I'm like, wait. Is that the riff that you played in high school? And he's like, well, I've had it since, early years of high school. I'm like, that's the riff that you played in class one day. I was like, all right.
Stuck with me my whole life.
Right. Yeah, it took us 12 years, but we finally wrote a song together.
Awesome.
That's good. So, yeah, I miss that kid. He was the yin to my yang. I haven't really wrote music with anybody else since then.
Really?
Yeah, it's difficult for me. What about you guys? Like,
Writing?
Do you guys flow off of each other? Or?
Oh,
We do
absolutely.
pretty good off of each other. Kyle does. I feel like Kyle doesn't have a whole lot of problems writing songs anyway. You're always writing.
You're
always writing something.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's like therapy.
Yeah.
I'm
But
writing one right now.
Right.
Oh, no, I didn't like that one.
yeah, but we play pretty well off of each other. We're always bringing something to band practice and working on it. We've got probably 6 songs right now that we are working on.
And
we haven't finished them yet, but it's always something.
I feel like we both kind of push each other in different directions because we're so similar, but we're not. Like we do have these unique styles, and we keep just going back and forth, and it just keeps us both going. And it just works, man.
Yeah, that's kind of how
It's like
Grim
a
and I were.
machine.
Yeah, that's how Grim and I were. Like he plays like kind of like punk style music, and I play like sappy folk music. And somehow it just worked so well. Like the two opposites came together.
Right.
And it just meshed, and we could just sit down and hours, and just like you're describing, in hours, and write songs.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could do that again. Probably could if I put myself out there more, but.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so good for you. Like I envy that.
I mean, I find myself, it's just like you got to find anything to keep yourself inspired. Anything.
Absolutely.
To keep your brain moving and wanting to communicate, because sometimes it's hard. Yeah. But you just got to stay inspired and always just have. Dude, I found that it helps just to have a pen and a piece of paper at all times, no matter where you are. If you have something handy right there, and you have a thought in your head, like a little poem or like a little rhyme or something, you write it down, and if you, to me, if I like that enough, that'll inspire me to write chords.
Yeah, to like continue with it.
I do that myself.
And a melody to it, you know?
I'll text myself something, just get stuck in my
Well,
head, or I'll just like...
I'm so old school. It's
yeah,
like,
you,
like I got like a chisel.
Writing on a rock with a chisel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I used to do the tape recorder thing, you know, and just, have the old desktop tape recorder. And,
like, note to self.
Yeah.
Stevie's Log.
Stevie's Log. Captain's Log.
Yeah, Stevie's Log.
Start date, 4/32.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still kind of do that with my phone. Like, if I'm
I do too.
messing around, I'll just press record and say, oh, don't forget about that one. And
I don't do that, Grandpa. Fuck.
Well, it goes into my fucking Frankenstein bin. That's how I write. Like, I have pieces of, like, words and music that just end up in this Frankenstein bin. And then when I sit down and, actually try to write a song, I collect it and like take pieces and sew them together, and
absolutely,
there's a song somehow.
Oh yeah,
it's very rarely will I sit down and actually just write a song. I hear something and then I dive into my Frankenstein bin and and pick out pieces. But yeah, I don't think I've written a song in a year, and before that was a year and a half.
I wrote a new one last night. I think I got something to work with. I mean, it took me a minute. I was at the stream, just fucking around on the guitar before the band showed up, and I came up with this little thing. And as the band's coming down the driveway, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta remember this. I know I'm not going to, because just starting the night. So I got my phone out and recorded it real quick as somebody was walking up on like the very last, and stopped it. And I had forgotten about it until last night. I was going through my phone, looking through, and I was like, oh shit, what's that? And I listened to it, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that riff.
That's the point of the phone recordings. That's why, like, back in the day, it used to be the tape recordings. I still have somewhere, probably in those drawers somewhere, I have stacks and stacks of audio tapes of just stuff that we recorded. And this was like, God, going on 15 years ago.
Damn.
And like I've listened to them lately, and it's so weird to hear like young, unseasoned voice of mine like coming through. It sounds I'm so pitchy.
I can't stand hearing old recordings of myself.
I know.
But I found it interesting. Like, it's like, wow, like you don't really notice how much you grow until you compare yourself to yourself. Mm-hmm. And like it's like weird. Like I thought I was doing okay then, but no, I sound like shit.
It is weird.
Damn. Yeah. I wonder what I'm gonna feel like when I hear my recordings 20 years from now. It's gonna be completely different.
Yep. I know there's times when I felt like I had hit like a ceiling, like I've plateaued with my skills or abilities. You know what I mean, musically. But then it's like looking back. It's like looking back at it. Once you give it some time, and if you just keep plugging away at it, you find it's just like. There was no ceiling. You know what I mean? There was no plateau. You were getting better the whole time.
Yeah, and I mean those plateaus can come out in like different variations of things. Mm-hmm. Like all you have to say is I'm gonna open this beer.
I'm gonna open this beer.
Nice.
Always goes down.
Okay, here we go.
Man.
Jeez. Let me go get you a towel.
This guy.
I get it.
You made such a big to-do about getting it off of the
bag. So in case I spilled my beer, I'd spill it into the bag. I could take it with me.
Sorry, fellas, it never happened to me before. I swear to God. First time. So, in case you're just joining us, Kyle just jizzed all over my floor with his beer. Thank you for that.
It's frothy.
That's
Refreshing.
like a penis infection. That's weird. I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about. Something about plateauing.
I just
before Kyle
plateaued all
ruined-
over the floor.
just
Right before Kyle
plateaued.
ruined the whole conversation. Damn it, Kyle! This is your third time here.
I know.
You are now in the lead of repeating podcast guy.
That means I'm probably never coming back after this.
What? Fuck no, dude. You
No?
can come back tomorrow. You can come. You're always welcome here, no matter what. You can just hit me up, Stevie. Can I come over? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm busy.
Yeah, unless I'm busy, then you can't come over.
You've been trying to get Jarrod in here for a while too. Every time I talk to him, he's like, dude, you got to get Jarrod in
You
here.
gotta pick his
Yeah.
brain, man.
Oh yeah. What's in there? What you got growing in there?
Jeez.
Fungus.
It's sometimes it's hard to even put a finger on it because I don't know. I feel all over the place at times with my interests.
Yeah.
Like
I feel that in
I
my
have so
soul.
many interests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to keep it all
Compartmentalized.
organized, and I'm not an organized person to begin with, and so it's like
There's definitely an organized chaos with creative minds. You know, it's
Artistry, like
Yeah,
you say,
yeah, like you always-
comes with it. I think.
You know, when you see pictures of Albert Einstein's desk, like covered in papers, you know, and like
yeah, but he
shit's
knows where
going
everything
on.
is.
Oh yeah, and you're like, oh, that equation, no, it's right
It's
here,
right here,
the
under here.
stack.
Reach under something
Yep.
and like.
Right.
I do the same thing. I'm really good.
Yeah,
I'm really good with chaos.
yeah, I try to keep my mind occupied, like you were saying before. You know, like keeping your mind going.
Yeah.
You know, always trying to create. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean one avenue of thing. You know, like
For sure.
I keep sections of things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it took me a while to figure that out when it like came to music. You know, I just went full in on music, and then it became a little overbearing. So I had to back out and like, okay, you have a slot here now. You know, and then you have a slot here, podcast
Right.
here,
Yeah.
film trigger here.
Still all growth.
Right,
With
exactly.
all of it.
Right.
So organizing is definitely key. But like you go out, I see photos. You traveling, you doing
Traveling, like I love to travel. Like you said, I try to keep myself inspired, and the travel's part of that. Like meeting new people, going new places, seeing new things, all these new experiences. You know, it's part of that. For me, it's part of staying inspired. Also, part of it is like knowing when to just completely shut it off too.
stuff. Yeah.
And so
How
I try to do that.
How is
every
that
once in a
meeting new
while.
people when you've and we've talked
Traveling?
before. You're like an introvert, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
So like
for
when
sure.
when you say traveling,
Like I
meeting
said,
new people, like
I try to force myself into situations. You know.
yeah, you kind of said that
Absolutely.
before, yeah.
We both do that.
Yep. Because
Just kind of
you never know who's sitting right beside you.
Right.
And
Like
just-
when Kyle came out to Bear Bar.
Yeah, that's
That
how we
one
met.
time.
Even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a Facebook. He was just lost in the wind.
Yeah,
You know?
I didn't.
So
It's
I'll
before
run,
any
I'll run the
social
Kyle
media.
someday when the time is right, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we all kind of do that in our
Yeah.
own ways. Mine, I just invite people into my house like a creeper. Hey, you want to come over and be
You want to
friends?
come over?
He won't let us in this one room. It's weird.
He won't let us. Keep hearing a bunch of
Turns out it's a
clanking.
closet.
So anyway, the cellar. Let's go. Let's take the podcast down there.
Yeah.
It's a great thing about being known as a nice guy. They never check your backyard for dead bodies.
I know. That's
Right,
why
right.
got a
That's why you
pig
got a
back
pig
there.
back there.
Yeah. It's
Said there's a fireplace too.
yeah.
What's going on?
Oh boy, you guys are on to me. All right, podcast ended, and you guys were never here. So, like, how often do you travel? Is it like a yearly?
No, I mean
yearly,
it's a sporadic. Whenever I can make it happen, whenever I have the time for it too. Because we especially this year we've done a lot of
pretty
gigging.
busy.
Try to stay busy, and even last year during COVID, we tried to stay on it, like writing and practicing the stuff that we had written. Because like when it came back, we wanted everybody to know that we had done some work.
Yep.
And so like I travel.
Where'd
Like, we
you
went
just
to-
come back from.
Where did I just come back from? I went to New Orleans earlier this year.
See, I've never been there.
Awesome place. awesome place. It's magical. It really is. Like,
That's what I hear.
just to feel it. Like, the people there they're so welcoming. Like, I couldn't even tell. Like, people will just look at you and be like, you should be here. And here's my number if you want to come here. You can literally just stay whenever you want.
That's awesome.
And it's not even creepy.
Scary,
and it's it is not creepy. It is not.
Yeah.
People are really cool down there. We stayed with a guy named Jack from South Africa. He played professional soccer, and like before he retired, he was like a world-renowned art historian and art collector. And now he lives in New Orleans, and he puts on these big live streams from his front porch. The whole block, community comes out and supports the bands.
Place.
It's a very creative place. Yeah.
I hear that about Austin, Texas as well.
I've heard of good things about Texas in general. Like,
Yeah, I grew up in
Joe
Texas,
Rogan's moved there. Even Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, I don't know if he lives there, but he's always talked about Texas being a place of free thinkers. Free-minded individuals,
weirdly so. Texas is.
I'm sure it has its mix, but
well, it's an
like
odd
all places,
mix because they do have this like we're Texas, you don't mess with us, but they're also like at the same time very conservative. You know, like pot's still not legal down there, and it's
Right.
But which is odd because it's such a free state. You would imagine that like they'd be the first ones to be like, "Fuck yeah, smoke weed," But no. And then me growing up in Texas, my brother was kind of in trouble with the law, down there, and like they would just mistreat him so bad. Like he would do minor things, get pulled over, and they're pulling him out of his car, throwing up against his car.
Yeah.
And that's even the police cops were like that. So it is like a very authority driven state,
Right.
But
Yep.
I guess you kind of have to be when you have a whole bunch of creative people going around trying to find their
Yeah.
fucking minds,
Yeah.
Some of them lose it on the way, and maybe you have to have that extra authority. I don't know, but I envy people that travel because I have not traveled much in my life.
Same.
It's something that I always say I'm going to do, but I never fucking do it. So like, kudos to you
For one reason or the other. I mean,
Honestly,
look,
I
I make
can't
up
find time
all
where I
kinds
make
of
excuses.
reasons in my brain not to do it too. Like you said, yeah, I do it when I find the time, and a lot of times, man, I'll come back I'll be broke, but it was like
The adventure.
make more money. It was worth it just to go. Like went to Lake Tahoe in Yosemite for my birthday.
Oh, that sounds
last
great.
year or 2 years ago. Sorry, that would have been 2 years ago. It was the drive from Tahoe to Yosemite. We stayed 1 week at Tahoe and then drove one day in between. It was like a 3-hour drive. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
So do you camp out there?
Yeah, we camped on the side of Lake Tahoe. They have this place called Nevada Beach, which is like sweet. It's just, you look and 100 yards down that way is the beach.
Nice.
And we were there in April 28th, and through, like May 10th. And it was still cold, but you could still feel the sun. It was weird. I remember sitting on the beach in my swim trunks, and it was like, I could feel myself getting a sunburn. I was sweating. But then when the wind would kick up across the lake,
has that
it was like,
briskness.
oh, damn. I'd stand in the lake for like 10 seconds up to my mid shin and get a brain freeze.
Yeah, I believe
Like, it was so
I
cold.
believe Southerners call that winter.
Yeah.
It was so cold. But then you're driving, and this is in May. You're driving from Tahoe to Yosemite, and there's 10 feet of snow on the side of the road in these mountainous regions for like avalanche zones.
Right.
Don't stop. You know what I mean?
Yes, I've never seen
It was incredible.
I've never seen it like just where how high you are in altitude. It could be snowing. Is that what you're talking about? But then when you drive down, it's like normal weather.
Yeah. Tahoe, the coldest night, it was 28 degrees. We were camping in tents on the ground. We were camping. The coldest night was 28 degrees, and it snowed that night. Got up, and there was a dusting. Or that morning, and there was a dusting. And then down in Yosemite, just a 4-hour ride out of the mountains, was like
Nothing.
70, 80 degrees the whole time.
I've always wanted to like camp out. Like I've done like your basic camping, go to like Mohican you know, or something like that. You know, and just like staring up at the stars and just sitting there and thinking and wondering and contemplating. You know, that's the stuff that like I need to do more.
Right.
You know, and I feel like whenever
I think we all need to do it more.
For sure. Oh, dude, now I forget. He was like, "Where'd you just come back from, Jerry?" You were like trying to give me tell him. I forget sometimes. Yeah. I can't ever remember having a good memory though, so it's.
You can't remember having a good memory?
Yeah, so it's not like it's something that's happening actively, I don't think. It's like but I just got back from this 4-day canoe trip. Went with 4 guys, my buddies Bill, Josh, and Ryan. And we went up to upstate New York and did the first section of a thing called the Northern Forest Canoe Trail. It's like 760-mile trail, but we did like the first 43 miles. It was like a 4-day out in the middle of nowhere. Just
so that's just hiking.
No, canoe trail.
Oh, canoe. You said
yeah. Canoeing, and it was.
I don't know if
in the Adirondack Mountains. It was awesome. The 3rd day we rode rapids because there was no way in hell we were carrying our canoes around that shit.
Yeah.
Because we got to it. There was a couple times when like you had to port. We didn't know that the first section was the hardest section. Everybody told us like, oh, well, if you loved first section, you'll love the rest of it because the first section is literally the hardest one. Because, like, Section 2 has 1 portage where you got to carry your stuff. Section 1 had 3 portages on the 3rd day, at least 1 every day. And then the last portage on the 3rd day was like 1.5 miles, like, up over the mountain. And, like, you have to carry all the stuff you brought to survive and your canoe.
Did you have like what kind of canoe did you have? Is it like
it's like an 18-foot fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
And it was, two to a canoe. And it was brutal. We were like, me and he was like, no, we're not. We're not carrying these canoes over these mountains right now. We're going to carry our gear and then come back and then we're going to ride the canoes down. And we did. We tipped over the second time. We were all strapped up with life jackets and everything. Yes. But we did tip over the second time, which was like scary. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. We ended up all right. We grabbed the canoe and jumped up on a rock, tipped the water out, and rode it back down.
You're inspiring me because I need to do this. Like I need to go out and do more shit. Even though I'm like a big oaf, I'd probably like be the one that like flies off the canoe.
Hughes is a big dude.
We got to go back and get Steve again.
Yeah.
Well, Hughes is like 6'4", like
yeah.
he's a big dude. Yeah, and it's probably why we tipped.
See, I don't want to be Hughes. I don't want to be that
guy. No. It was fun. It was so much fun. You learn a lot about your friends on trips like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot different than just drinking beers on the porch or whatever.
Survival trip.
Yeah. It really was.
I mean, like being one with nature that way. I mean, you learn a lot about yourself.
For sure.
I mean, even though I can't really compare too often, but moving out here was kind of that therapy for me. Like as I said, I'm from the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
where are you from?
Age 13 and up, Hilliard.
Yeah. So up in Columbus.
Yeah. And just kind of jumped around on each side of Columbus for years after that. And then came up here 6 years ago, and I just haven't looked back. Everyone's like, you drive so far for work. I'm like, yeah, so.
That's what you do when you live out here. I mean,
it doesn't bother me. Like I don't mind it. I don't mind the drive. Pumping myself up for work, and I don't mind the drive. Decompressing before I get home. Mm-hmm. And then when I reach 13 here, and I go down that big hill, all the other shit. All the city shit's behind me. I don't have to worry about it until I go back.
Yeah.
Coming here, like just being away from everybody. I spent a lot of time out in that backyard at that fire pit, just looking up and thinking, trying to figure out what am I? What is this?
Yeah, what's my place and what's the next step?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think coming to a humbling, conclusion that at least for me, that the next place, your next step it's not written in stone. It's
for sure. Yeah.
And at least in my opinion, you pave your own way and try to be a good person and try to have fun and try to love your family and your friends and
try to support and encourage others. Yeah, that's big.
Be self-aware of your own toxicities and and Yeah, like, and that's what moving out here was for me. So like, when you say that, like, man, I really need to dive deeper into this. Yeah, I feel like I could use some of that kind of therapy right now.
Yeah, something to just being out in the woods. There's nobody else around. It's just
my favorite thing is just to go do something on the spur of the moment, like. Just go. And,
I think that's important too. Yeah.
You got like 3 or 4 days, and it comes up, and you're like, well, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna go and do it. Like, those are the best memories.
Yeah, when I was, God, how was I? It was before my son was born, so I was probably 19. My son's mom and I, it was the first anniversary of 9/11, the day before the first anniversary of 9/11. And we were like, she asked me, we were sitting at Taco Bell in Hilliard, and she's like, so are you going to watch the lighting of the candles on TV or whatever? I'm like, I don't fucking know, whatever. She just looked at me and she goes, you want to go? Like, wait, what do you mean, go where? She's like, New York City, and like, go be a part of the lighting of the candles. We went. We didn't even go home. We didn't pack up. We just got in a car from Taco Bell and drove to New York City.
Bam.
We got lost in the city, not to the city, but when we got into the city, we got lost and whatever. It just added to the trip. But we showed up at Times Square.
No way.
That's awesome.
And we were there for the lighting of the candles for the first anniversary of 9/11. And we didn't stop. We just continued. We were like, we have X amount of money and we're irresponsible young adults. Let's go blow it.
That's awesome.
And we did. We went to, I don't know, Washington, D.C., Williamsburg, Virginia. Just made a whole trip out of it.
Holy.
So, those doing things on a whim. Yeah, that's definitely memorable.
Those are the ones that stick with you the most, I think.
I don't think I've had a story that could compare to that when it comes to just doing something randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Besides moving out here, because the night that I moved out here, I didn't know I was going to live out here that morning. So,
damn,
wild.
But that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
That's on the other podcast.
It might be. I don't know. It might be on that one. I can't remember. We were drinking gin that night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was drinking some rum earlier with my buddy Johnny before I came.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
A little pregame?
Yeah, I got off work and he needed help moving some shit down the stairs. At his place is too heavy for him, so I went over to help him. He was like, with some rum and some Coke before you leave? I was like, yeah, sounds amazing.
See, I would fall asleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know, like, if I drink and then, like, if I eat anything or just, like, stop for, like, an hour and a half, like, I'm ready for bed. I'm tired. Done.
I can identify with that for sure. The whole stoppage.
The momentum.
Get 3 drinks in and then stop.
Yeah.
I'll crash out too a lot of the time.
So where are you guys playing? I see you playing a lot out lately. Like where are you guys playing next or this summer? Like what's some key places that you're hitting up? I know you got. Have you done that festival yet? I saw you promoting.
We're heading out
on
on
one, but we have another one.
We've done one up in Michigan. The one was close to Fenville, and it's kind of in the middle of the state, but all the way to the west. So it sits. It's
right
like what 20
lake.
Minutes from Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
And they've had us coming up since last year. They had us up for 2 festivals. Like, you can't be thankful enough for those guys. I don't even know how.
Dude,
Brandam Black.
That's
Brandam
right.
Black was the one.
Brandam Black.
He was the one that hooked us up with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, but stage name Brandam Black. He hooked us up with those guys, and ever since we've been going up, like it's their festivals get bigger and bigger, and there's more and more people, and
more organized. Just like I
don't know. We feel really at home up there. We feel so at home up there with them. And
now we've got like half of the family at that festival kind of branched out. And they started their own thing, it's a little further north, but so they got their own thing going, and so now we're going up there to play that one. We leave on Thursday to get up there.
Oh, this Thursday?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Taking Gilroy with you?
No.
That'd
actually,
be sweet.
Yeah, Chase and the team, they're going to do the regular streams, but they're also going to be out at Legend Valley streaming they're going to well, they're not going to stream it live, but they're going to be recording Bear Fuzz, their set, out at Legend Valley on Saturday.
Oh, nice. And they have like all the permission they need and all that stuff.
Yep, I got them all passes. They got day passes for backstage and everything, so they set everything up.
That's good.
It's kind of bittersweet because I'm not going to be able to go, but we finally got in there.
But the tribe is doing the thing, you know. Even when you're not here, that's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
It seems like the live stream's going up quick.
It's start.
Like things are. I mean, what
There's momentum.
He just started it last year on a whim.
Yeah, it's been
his following was not a music following.
A full year. Oh, not at all.
It wasn't. And I mean,
yeah.
And he took a hit because of it, and
he took a big
he's
hit.
Been a champ about it.
Yeah,
he knows where his heart's at. I think.
Vlog channel took a hit.
Yeah,
is what you're.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely.
Has he separated those two yet, or is he still doing it on his?
Completely separate. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to find, like, he doesn't do it on YouTube, does he?
Yeah, we now stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Okay, yeah, I've been thinking about adding a Twitch for my stuff too.
Twitch is where it's at. That's where all our viewership is. It's where typically the people that are going to donate to the whole entire thing and donate to the band, they all come from Twitch.
Nice. I wouldn't know anything about that, you know, because I didn't give you guys my handle the last time I was there.
I know.
I don't think I've told that story last time you were here, but yeah, they
Stevie thought we were a joke.
No, I didn't think you were a joke.
We're gonna be recording them with a freaking cell phone, a tin can in the bathroom or something.
Anyway. In my defense, when I saw GarageBand's live post, it was through your phone. And I'm like,
true, yeah.
And I was like, wow, cool. They got a nice little setup. You know, they're trying to do their thing. I'll go, go.
I probably wasn't wearing shoes when I was trying to sell it to you too. Like, man, this guy's
yeah, this dude doesn't. He can't even afford shoes.
Well, he asked. Then like I didn't even. I didn't do my part. You know, he sent me like a link. You know, to Gilroy Vlogs. I didn't look it up or anything like that. And so, like, I was going into it like, hey, I'm gonna, help support these guys. And they're like, well, give us your
all your socials.
Yeah, your social handles so you can get virtual tips and stuff like that. I was like, don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm here to support you guys. Which still, integrity is the same. Of course. But when I got there, I'm like,
it's an operation. Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
it's even better now. You've been out recently too.
Yeah, I went out there.
Sweet.
You're coming up. You're actually on the
June 24th.
You know what, Jerry? We need to get you on there solo.
Oh, I'm down with it.
Hey, want to share a show with me?
I know a guy.
What do you mean?
I know a guy.
Who's in out there?
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh, here he goes, name dropping again. Jesus
name
Christ.
dropper. Yeah, I'd love to go out there. Eric
and Derek.
Derek.
Yeah, but that was a fun experience.
Yeah,
and so now he's on YouTube, Twitter, and they go live on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Yeah, I said Twitter. I said
Twitter too, though. He's on Twitter too.
Oh, he is on Twitter.
Who knows what else? I think maybe some Pornhub here and there. It's just there's some footage.
That's funny.
Yeah, last time I was there was when Tom Klein was there. I called you. I'm like, hey, are you there? Can I come crash the party?
Yeah.
And you're like, go ahead, man. I went there and I crashed the party, and I didn't expect him to get me on. Like, I didn't play, but he's like, hey, Steve, since you're standing in front of me, come on this microphone. Let's talk.
Dope.
And I was like 7 beers in. I'm like, what?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Let's just do that. Chase is a great guy, man. I like what he's doing.
He's got such a positive spirit to him, and he always has. Since the first day I met him, he's just always. You don't really see Chase down.
Yeah, he seems very consistent.
Yep.
Yeah, he's never strayed away from.
Always motivated, always thinking, and he's just a progressive spirit.
And you help bring in the bands or help make that connection to the music.
Mm-hmm.
You just do this. You're the sideline guy, the silent partner.
Yeah, I bring in I just book bands. It's cool. I just kind of pick out what I like all my favorite bands find out, ooh, man, they're good. They'd be perfect, and get them on. And
Have you gotten to the point where anybody's asking you, like hitting you up, like, hey, I heard I got to get a hold of you to.
I fell behind like a month and a half ago and had to go through and catch back up because I didn't want to leave anybody out. But I made it a point because I'm getting messages through mine, through their Facebook, through garage bands too, and I've now caught back up. Actually, today was I marked off the last person. So
Well, I mean, one way to help consolidate that is even you can do these business pages. When somebody messages you, they can have an instant response come up and just be like, hey, if you're trying to get booked, go to this email. You know, and like have it all like streamline one thing for you.
Soon there's going to be a submission form for everyone. And there's going to be a lot of details on it. We're not going to go too far into that whole, but it'll be really cool and interactive to where, like, within the form, we want to hear some of your favorite bands that are local and things like that. So the whole thing is to just keep building it and having new artists. So I think it would be cool to have a part where you have to type in band and get
You'll
them
always
some
hear about a
props.
band that you've never heard of and maybe get them. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, you mean like a local band? Is that what you mean? Okay.
A local band that would possibly come out on the stream.
You know, I did this one show once in Columbus. It was a really fun idea. It was called, I think it was called Cover Me or something like that. Paisha Thomas, wonderful songwriter out in Columbus. She set it all up. And she got me involved. And what we had to do, we were randomly partnered with somebody. And we had to write 3 songs together. And then,
nice.
Yeah, and then
whoa.
Yeah, and it was like you were
That's awesome.
You were just getting you were just given like this random person. The person that I was partnered with was a spoken
word.
Yeah, spoken word artist,
dope.
and like
What?
you know, and yeah, it was a very unique situation. But like I wrote 3 good songs out of it, and like was able to like I had 2 of them that I was already working on.
Yep.
So I was able to like, hey, this would be perfect for you, and she.
Right, that creative juice was just the energy there was flowing.
Yeah, it was challenging, and that's what made it fun. You know, it was something unique that I've never done before, and you know, other people went a different route, and what they would do is, we'll do one of my songs, and you'll join me, and then you'll do one of your songs, and I'll join you.
Yep.
You know, which is another great concept, but I really enjoy just like, hey, I don't know you, let's write a song. You know, because that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You know, that whole songwriter showcase or songwriter association concept.
I know.
Where you go and they're like, hey, write a song about your cell phone. And I'm like, what? Like,
yeah.
I can't do that. You know, like, or at least I say I can't, but like, it freaks me out rather. Mm-hmm. You know, I was even offered to take over the songwriter association. And I turned it down.
I've always been afraid to jump in it too. Like I was to the point where I was keeping up on it, looking at everything they were throwing out on social media, but I never jumped in and was like, hey, I'll come be a part of it.
Well, I'd been a part of it. Like, I'd just kind of like, you know, very introvert, like just kind of sit there and just like stare at people and like, oh, I'm not going to play this time. I'm just going to watch. Yeah. You know, and then the guy who was running it was stepping down and he said, hey, I want you to take my place.
Fuck.
And I was like, no, thanks. I was like, I appreciate, you know, the offer, but like, there's got to be somebody who's more qualified or more interested than I am because I don't understand that world, you know. And God, I probably would have shit the bed on that one, to be honest with you. I don't think those songwriters would have gotten what they needed from me. You know, I just.
You never know, man.
Yeah. I mean, or maybe I would have gotten something I didn't know.
Might have inspired. Yeah, might have inspired you.
Yeah, maybe went back the other way, but.
Yeah, sometimes the most inspiring people will inspire you in something that you're trying to do, but they have no clue of what the fuck it is. Like, they might even... It's just... You never know. You never know where that inspiration will come from somebody in some way.
And that's the beautiful thing, you know, about what you guys have. You know, you guys work off each other very well. I can relate with Ron J and I. You know, we don't really write music together, but we flow off each other so well. Yeah. The songs don't play out the same way twice, you know, and it's... That's the part I love.
Yeah, the chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry, you know, and I probably don't put myself out there enough to discover that more with other people. And I probably should. You know, I'm just intimidated by my own thing. But
it's rare, man.
It's the best way to get better.
Yeah, it's rare to find that person that you just can just easily play something and them understand it, like.
Or when you're watching a band that fully gets each other.
Yeah, you
yeah.
can almost, I can almost read his mind what he's about to play, and he's the same. Yeah, like live, you can just tell. He could probably, I'm sure you can tell, like just by my energy of playing a song a certain way. Like, all right, he's about to fucking get rowdy here.
I can hear the way it sounds.
pick it
Yeah. Let alone just looking at you sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
I can always tell what's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
got that.
that's
Yeah.
exactly how I feel with Ron J. You know, because I know when he's about to put his foot in it, and I know when he's about to not. You know, and like we'll make eye contact. Like, you know, this solo that would normally like go crazy with, if he's not feeling that mode right then, he'll just shoot me a look. I'm like, I'll just back off.
Yep.
It's this weird, you know, chemistry, communication that you have with people on stage.
There's like speed ups and there's back offs and like you get real hard and heavy and there's soft parts and everything in between. Like we just do it so naturally together. I don't know how to explain it.
It's
just
almost
the energy of the song. We can smash it completely down like instantly, and it just be like this beautiful little melody for a second, and then smash right back into it.
And part of it's just what, you know,
A lot
part of it
improvised. almost.
improvised. Yeah, it's improvised, but it's like it's improvised based on it's like what we kind of feel like the room needs a lot of the time.
Yes.
It's like, are we
very, very room driven.
are we being heard? Because if we're being heard, we can be real quiet.
yeah.
We fought
you know?
that a lot. The
Yeah.
last show we did.
Yeah.
It took us like probably 6 songs to really feel
To
out
capture,
the room.
well, to
And even
to
then-
capture their interest,
Yeah.
it took us probably
Let's try this one. Okay.
like 45 minutes
Half
until
the room. Try this one.
it took almost an hour, and it was only a 2-hour set. But it probably took us about an hour to figure out. It's like, what do they like?
That
Was
last
that-
hour
was that-
huh?
A 2-hour set was at Buxton.
That one was Mans. That was in
The Warehouse
Mansfield. It was
Tavern.
the Warehouse Tavern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just we had a gig booked up at Hudson and Essex and Mansfield, and the last
Oh
time,
yeah, okay, yeah. She hit me up.
dude, yeah,
Well, she used to run another place, the Happy Grape.
the manager up there.
Yeah, she used to run the Happy. Used to run. What? What you guys? We got?
Kyle, I remember just wrapping up gear, and next thing I know, like I'm apparently very loosely listening to the conversation because I noticed that they were having conversation.
We're having
but then at some point I hear Kyle's like, "Yeah, well, you're hot. If that makes it any better," and I'm like, I just like turned around. I was like, "What the hell is going on over here?"
What
I
had
definitely
happened?
missed something.
Yeah, what had happened was I called her ma'am, and
what
like she
happened
was a
was.
little offended. Yeah, that she, oh, don't call me
'Cause-
ma'am, and she was like with the other server ladies, so I felt her feeling bad in front of them, like maybe almost embarrassed that I just aged her in front of everyone.
I've had people get
So,
pissed for me
yeah.
calling them ma'am.
So I was signing my name on it on the check or whatever, and I just turned to her. I was like, "If it's any consolation, I think you're pretty hot."
Well, yeah, you said I'm
something
just
like that,
you
yeah.
said the same shit that I always say. It's like I'm just from the country. Like I'm
Yeah,
just trying to
I'm
be
sorry, I call
respectful.
everybody.
Because
It's a small
it happens,
town,
it
man.
happens to me sometimes too, and they're like, "I'm not a sir." It's like, man, I'm just trying to be
That's just how
respectful.
my
It was
mama
just
raised me.
Yeah.
So we may never get booked there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they
Or-
might have us back real
We
soon.
might be back tomorrow.
You know, she like, yeah,
You.
she'll
You'll
send
be
you,
back
she'll
tomorrow,
send you an
man.
email. She'll be like, hey, can we just get you, Kyle?
Yeah, ooh.
And she'll like sign it.
For a private event.
She'll sign it, the hot ma'am, you know.
The
Ooh.
hot man.
The hot
I'm
man.
for it, man.
Yeah, no, she
For it.
hit me up. She used to run.
Oh, so you've been talking to her? Huh?
She's been
Fuck,
she,
man, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, dude.
she
You
used to
didn't even
run
tell us.
Happy Grape, and you know, and then she got me over at the new place,
Really?
Essex and Hudson and Exit, whatever it's called.
Hudson and Essex. Dude, it's beautiful.
And, yeah,
Wonderful
Roger
spot.
and
Yeah,
I
Hudson
played there
and
one
Essex.
time, but like she hit me up this time and asked me to play, and like it was just one of those things. Like I'm not driving that far anymore for shows. I apologize, but I turned it down because
Really?
yeah, I just
So
wait
here's
for you to
what
open
we
your
did.
beer. It's fine.
Open this beer. It's not gonna spill this time.
You got to tap on the top.
I don't like tapping it.
I feel like that's
Don't let her hear you.
I feel like that's old wives' tales. That's snake oil. I feel like tapping on the
don't
top.
tap
Does
it
tapping on
on
the
the
top
top.
even work? Where's the science?
Actually,
exist.
it's funny you
You
guys
just
bring this
drink
up
it
because I just listened to an entire podcast, like a full hour dedicated to debunking trying to debunk that.
Dude,
And
the
yes,
Mythbusters are out of material.
tapping on the top works.
It does.
Assholes.
It decarbs it.
It decarbs it. Well, I mean, not even tapping. Even if you let it sit for a little while,
Yeah,
that will decarb
definitely.
it. Yeah,
But the
like soda, it will work better than
Interesting.
beer. But beer, it does minimize the thing. Just by coincidence, listen to that like last week.
I'm sad. I needed to see the science.
So, anyways, when we were up there at Hudson and Essex, we always go to the bar across the street, and like literally right across the street is the Warehouse Tavern. So we went over there last time and played pool before our show and had some beers, and we were like, let's go over there and hang out. Like, they were cool people. So we went over and we started thinking like, well, our show ends at 9 at Hudson. This bar's open until 2:30 now. See if they need some live music tonight. Yeah. So we're sitting there, just ordered a beer, start talking about it, and talk to the bartender, and she's like, well, the owners are sitting right down there, like 6 stools down from you. And she goes and gets them, brings them over. Within 5 minutes, we're booked playing there after our show.
Well, yeah. At first, he was like, "Well, we can definitely get you on next month." You know what I mean?
Check the calendar.
But then we kind of pushed the issue. We were like, "Well, what do you
Yeah.
know? What? How late are you open tonight?" It's like we're finished up at 9. And we got the gear. Let us come and play for 2 hours.
Yeah, we're just walking across the street.
he just
No shit. Did he
Yeah.
pay you that night, or was that more
yep.
of like a
No, he paid us that night.
really?
He paid us extra than what he said.
He
he was
even
gonna
paid
pay
us more
us.
because
because he dug you guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
And
He,
then-
he wants us
Nice.
to come
good
up.
for you. That's good for you,
Yeah,
man.
he wants us back there. Well, he says, 3 to 4 times a month.
He
which
said
we
he
can't
said
do.
he said twice a month.
Well, he changed it.
He changed. He's like, I want you back twice a month, and he gave us he gave us a whole list of dates. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, you know how I was talking about how like we were just talking about
We
how
don't
it's
wanna
hard to get out.
oversaturate ourselves.
Well, there's that, but Mansfield's a new area for us.
It's true.
I feel like we could do that for 2 months
That bar-
and then bang out. But
That place, they had such a diverse crowd too, which
Yeah.
is what I want. Like I kind of strive for that.
Yeah, Hudson and Essex, it's a very difficult crowd to reach. I felt like when I played there, it was like it was so hit and miss.
It's fancy.
did you play inside?
Yeah.
You played
We
inside
did
as well.
too, and it was
And it
terrible
was
for
definitely
us.
weird. They had you behind this plexiglass.
No, we didn't have that. We were there pre-COVID.
Dude.
Oh,
we were,
well, okay. Sorry, then that
we were
was
sweating so
that was
bad.
all. Yeah, we were in the small
Also,
room.
like when you like
In a fishbowl.
when you walk into that first thing, there's that little nook there.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
You were in that
Yeah,
little
exactly.
nook. Okay. Yeah, because I played there a couple times.
They
And
fishbowled us in there.
Yeah, they had me in that nook. I wasn't fishbowled or nothing. Like it was pre-COVID, but like, and they also had us in front of those barn doors one time, like right next to the bar. If you walk in and go left,
Ooh.
they had us there.
Oh.
Upstairs?
No,
Oh, downstairs.
Downstairs.
Oh,
They have
okay,
so
okay,
many
okay.
different. There's so many different like
It-
areas,
it-
and
it
that
is
place is
beautiful.
huge.
Well, we
It's strange.
still have yet to venture to the basement where they have the old wine cellar and everything. You can actually get tables down there.
I thought that's where I played. Was the base? Is that not the basement?
No, there's
No, where they have the
another-
old,
What the fuck?
where
There's
they
a
have like all the
secret
wine, big
fucking
wine
way,
kegs
dude.
or whatever. Yeah, there's
What is
must
up
be
with
there's
this
a bat
place?
cave down there, dude.
Dude,
Bat
there's a
cave.
back
They got
cave.
property.
Yeah.
it
goes on. But look, what I was saying though before about how you never know and you got to force yourself into situations. You just got to talk to people, especially when you're out and playing your own music. Your best advertising tool, you know.
Yeah.
And the guy that was playing there was 2 dudes playing pool in front of us the whole time. Turns around, apparently that dude owns
Oh, Mad River.
Mad
Mountain.
River Mountain, and was like, we started talking to him for a minute. He's like, I own Mad River Mountain. It's like, we should get you guys up to play at the ski resort at some point. And so we exchanged information with him. So it's like,
we
you just
both kinda
gotta.
thought he was full of shit for a second.
He's maybe he ain't.
But it turns out.
You all right there, Kyle?
Feeling, yeah.
we huffing on.
Not this platform, Hayes Jude.
Yeah, it's
Indian,
it's a good beer platform.
Indian Pale Ale.
That's an Ohio beer.
It's tropical fruit, pine, and grapefruit.
Yeah.
You must have went down the wrong tube on that one.
Yeah.
Huh?
Tubes.
Yeah, networking is definitely very important when coming to music.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why I ran open mics for as long as I did, was because I wanted to open up that platform for networking.
You build up like almost a brand with yourself when you're doing it though. Like people would follow you around.
Yeah, that's what I do. Like I build brands. That's everything that I do has its own identity.
Yeah,
and
I've noticed that.
Yeah, and it's one of those sections. I keep keep things in sections of my life. And I just build brands. I guess I don't know. I didn't intend for that to happen. It just happens. I guess that's
Projects.
Yeah, I guess that's just how I separate it in my head. What he just looked at you like he was your mom.
Did you just cough? What are you doing over there?
No, what the fuck? You just get up on that microphone like a motherfucker.
God,
I'm talking to you.
oh, it's me.
What are you doing?
I don't know. That's being silly. What do you think of that hand?
I can't even see it.
Neither can they.
Oh.
It's for jerking off my giant cock.
That's whose hand?
Well, I mean, technically, I got it from Terry Douglas. So
Is that his hand?
I hope not.
It's weird.
It's super veiny.
It's a good looking hand.
It's one of those like
Yeah.
porcelain Jesus hand looking things, that have like all the super veins in it.
I just feel like it's gonna start floating around or something.
Adam's family. It's gonna crawl off, maybe.
You never know.
You never know.
You guys are fun. So anyway, networking is good. Blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. So let's dive into something a little deeper. What do you think?
Yeah.
Please.
So, talk to me a little bit. Like when you go out and you do your traveling and stuff. Like, do you connect in a spiritual level in some way with nature or whatever you come up with your beliefs? Do you just feel like you're gonna connect with the universe someday, or do you just feel like you're just gonna rot in the ground, or do you even think about that at all?
Oh, well, I kind of try to consider both possibilities.
I feel like it's
To
there
me,
the whole time.
So I feel
like we follow
connected
it wherever we go.
I feel
When
connected.
we travel, yeah.
I feel connected, but at the same time, even if we do just rot in the ground, you still got to follow your heart. And if you got something you feel like you need to do, then you need to do it. And whether that leads to some big fairy tale in the sky or whether it leads to a dirt nap, it's like you ought to do what you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's a very agnostic way of looking at it.
Like either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't matter. We're here, and our very least, our memories, the memory of us lives on. The things that we do, the love, the connections we made with these people around us. It's like, so at the very least, it's like,
yeah, there's
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
There's many aspects of butterfly effect that happen that you don't even realize. The one little thing you did that affected somebody's life in an entire way that would affect, their future generations and how they interact with people and how those people interact with people, all because of this one thing that you did.
Simple thing. You didn't even think about it.
Right.
It might be something simple as just, like the old lady in the grocery store that knocks cookies off the shelf, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna pick that up for you. I'm gonna take it up here. It's like this got knocked off the shelf. It's like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Or calling the bar manager hot, that hired you for a gig.
Right, because she deserved it.
She did deserve it, and I fixed her oh shit, he just
her
aged
ma'am
me
stigma. Maybe
in front of these younger ladies that I manage. So
you might have fixed her ma'am stigma.
Unless she listens to this and you just called all those younger ladies and now she's like,
Oh,
my God. How
I'm not
obvious was
saying
it?"
I didn't mean it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
I think
I know he
she's
meant
a
it.
good-looking lady.
So, like, Kyle,
Change the subject
I-
on me, Stevie. Come on. I'm just kidding.
change the subject on you. I was in the middle of a conversation. You started talking about this fucking hand on the
know.
table, Mr. Conversation Turner.
I did.
Do you want a beer?
Oh, please, thank
All
you.
right, cool.
Best bartender I ever had, Stevie K.
Cool.
I might be in a little heat on that one from Breezy, but
Oh, shit.
Damn it. Jerry.
I know, dude. Catching heat.
Best bartender. Huh?
Does Breezy go with you on these adventures?
Sometimes she does.
Because
when
I
she
think it's
can.
like her
Dude,
photos
she's-
that I see.
She's usually,
you on. I mean,
look,
It's the
look.
most fun when
If you
she
see a
does.
picture,
Are we friends on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay,
And
I
if you
can
see a
remember.
picture of me, without a doubt, Breezy took it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, because I don't live in that.
I'm not taking
I
pictures
barely.
of that
He's
guy.
not, and I'm
No.
not taking pictures of that. I don't even live in that.
True.
I don't really live in that world. You know what I mean? I'm just. I have my phone, and it's to make sure I can call people when something's wrong, and that's about it. You
Yeah,
know?
that's something when I first met you, you would, I don't know, what was it? You had a flip phone or something, didn't
flip
you?
phone. I rocked the flip phone for like 6 years
At
previously.
least.
Yeah,
There's-
I rocked the
Because
flip
the
phone for a
whole
long
time I've known him, aside from what, maybe 3 or 4 months, you've had a flip phone or no fucking.
Yeah, I
Absolutely no
prefer I prefer no phone at all. I don't. I have there's a laptop at home, and I can do everything.
Communicate there.
I can do all of that shit, all the business on there, and I can sit down and do it. But like, dude, I
Jared's
prefer
the type
no
of guy
phone.
that, like, if he's got to go somewhere new, he's gonna look up how to get there on a fucking map
Mm-hmm.
and get his way there that way, not using
That's hilarious.
not
dude.
using MapQuest or whatever the fuck.
straight
it
out
is.
of
He's gonna look it up and map it out and then
MapQuest.
fucking go.
get my compass and sextant.
That's
Christopher Columbus, that shit.
That's this guy.
Yeah,
No,
he
no, I
got
do.
he got
Really,
lost.
I do. I rocked no phone for a while. I do.
he thought he thought he was in India.
I got a smartphone now. Yeah, right. Yeah, that dude got way lost. Yeah, I got a higher success rate than that guy for
did.
sure.
He got so lost he discovered a new fucking country.
That's hilarious.
He's like, oh yes, we are in India. These are Indians, obviously, right?
Clearly. Look at those dots. I don't see dots. There's dots.
There's no. I see feathers. Shut. They're pull starts, not push starts. Oh, I might get canceled for that one. That might be an inappropriate joke. The dot and feather, push and pull start. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, sorry. It's just
that's all right. My 75 listeners might move down to 74. So
It's just banter.
it's all just fun.
I'm going to take a little break here, guys, real quick. All right, thank you for joining us back after our break.
Oh.
God damn it, Kyle!
Old crackles and pops over there.
No.
Oh man, so what the fuck? Metal band, huh? Not for children.
Oh yeah. So I've been playing music since I was 17. So like 15 years, but
Since you were 17,
never
you got a late
metal.
start.
But never.
that's what. Yeah. I guess so. A lot of people started when they were like 5, and
I
like.
was 11.
I was about 12, 11, 12,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
But I didn't really I wasn't into the heavier shit for a long time. I don't know what happened. I was just hanging around with the friends I was hanging around with, and my
Yeah.
taste started to turn because that's what they liked. I was exposed to it until finally I found someone who was like, man, I can really jive with that, you know? But then after that, it just completely opened up like that spectrum of music for me. And so I started playing with this band and called Giants by the Riverside. And I've been playing with them for 4 or 5 years and started
Right?
playing with
Who-
Kyle.
But who was in it before I was in it?
Oh, Tim Scriver was in it, and that's funny. Like we were talking
all-
about how we
That was a mutual person.
it's a
that we
mutual
knew.
friend. He went to high school. Tim was in Kyle's grade.
Yeah, me and Tim used to skate. together. And then he used to be in a band with him together, but me and Jerry never knew each other.
Just those crossing paths.
And then he and Tim were never in the band at the same time.
Yeah.
And so Tim moved on. Tim's killing it. He's like a computer
IT.
programmer. Yeah, like whew. And so Tim moved on, and we started playing. And I was like, man, we need a bassist. And we basically pestered Kyle until he agreed.
Yeah.
Until he felt like he had to agree to be in our band.
He did it
as the bassist.
Consistency.
One of the first times you and I ever talked at Tony's, I believe this was the story you told me, because that's when I learned that he was a bassist. This is way before the podcast was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going, Kyle plays bass?
Yeah, that's what I started out on. That's my roots. That's why I play so percussively on the guitar, I think. And if you ever catch my leads or anything, it's almost like a bass lead, not a guitar lead. Like, it's a little different. Like, I don't know. Just weird.
So
Kyle's a great bass player.
So where can we find this music? Like if I want to play a song
everywhere.
if I want to play a song right now, can I find it?
Yeah,
you can find the original.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, right? It is on YouTube. It's definitely on Facebook. It's Giants by the Riverside.
Yeah, I want to look it up.
And the song,
we did release one, didn't we?
We did release one, and it's called was it Russian Squat?
Yeah.
The song's called Russian Squat. So our vibe for the metal band is not. We're sincere about the music. Vibe is not incredibly serious, though.
It's not
you know
serious.
what I mean? We're just joking around.
But it's real. But it's good. Jokes, but it's like
it's just jokey, having a good time. And then, like I said, parental advisory sticker. We'll put a parental advisory sticker on it.
Giants by the Riverside?
Yeah, it's all one word.
Oh,
no spaces.
Like Giants by the Riverside is all one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Why I couldn't find anything.
I don't remember why we did that, but
I was gonna offer them 2 to 2.5 hours.
Where?
At that place. You want to do? Yeah. That seem reasonable. Yeah. Like,
it's Thursday. We could do 3.
Okay.
You can give it to him. And it's a new place. It's not like
I got no results found.
For on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be just Facebook then that we've only got it on. Sorry.
I tried to find it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with that is
we are waiting for.
We went and we recorded 4 songs with this badass producer, one of our good friends, Mike, and we very happy with everything. We started getting some momentum.
He's a vocalist for a band called Adamera.
He was
the
former
vocalist for Adamera.
Vocalist. You can check. I believe they still have that video up there with him as the vocalist. But
oh, real quick, Bonnie says, "Hey, boya or booyah."
What up, Bonnie?
What's up, Bonnie?
We always love Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was asking me a question. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
Yeah. Jarrod works with Bonnie's husband.
Yeah, we're with
Robert. you had
he's my boss.
Donato's?
He's my boss.
Yeah.
Best boss ever.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, he makes me laugh every day.
I love listening to him. He's a great person to talk to.
He lifts you up every time I see him. He lifts me up. Like, it don't matter where I'm at.
I just like the sound of his voice. I do. Like it's mesmerizing to me. Just the way he talks.
Have you had him on here?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. I had him and my neighbor across the street. Remember how I told you I had her on the podcast? We did an entire episode about addiction.
Oh, wow.
Because she went through addiction heavily and was even in the sex trafficking ring. And now she's on the other side of that. She owns her own business, the Memory Guild Photography out in Millersport.
Okay.
Obviously, happy family and everything. It's just life on the other side of addiction.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we did an entire podcast, and Robert was a part of that. And shared his story with, like him quitting because of Bonnie and.
Yeah,
do you know that?
So I've known Robert and Bonnie both separately for a long time, probably as long as probably about equally the same time because when I came on the scene, Robert, lived there, and I was coming from out here in Thornville, fresh meat in the Tony's pool, you know what I mean, for open mic, and Robert was always there and always a good dude, and I remember him, through his struggles.
Yeah, fucking around, figuring
out life. I remember through his struggles, and I remember Bonnie, way back in the day, just incredible singing voice.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. What I mean? Great songwriter,
and especially like now, like just in the short 3 years that I've known her, like her confidence on stage has grown immensely, especially playing with Joe Manning. That her confidence on stage is
as it should.
It's beautiful. And as a matter of fact, they're playing one of our breaks at Papa Boo's on the 31st. It's. I think that was a good duo. Rumors, Joe Manning and Bonnie. So, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. You looked at me like that, like you had a blank stare. I was confused.
Well, I got Kyle over here.
Got distracted.
Kyle's over here.
I'm booking a show right now and checking my
all
messaging.
over the place.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I'm on.
Kyle is he's over here trying to run a business.
Yeah,
trying to make sure you guys can eat when you go on your road trip.
That's important.
Momentum.
It's important.
So you guys gonna take any shrooms with you on this trip?
You know what? We're gonna be at that. We're playing at a festival.
I'm
sure they'll be there.
It will be there. Yeah,
it will definitely
be
there.
Accessible.
They make Kyle fall asleep anymore.
Yeah,
I remember just like the last 2 times that we were out playing.
A bag of Doritos, drank like 15 waters, like at least 24 beers.
Somebody was telling me once he couldn't stop brushing his teeth. Yeah. He's like, I couldn't stop brushing my teeth, man.
Completely sober.
I have very little experience with shrooms. I think the last time I did them was about 1.5 years ago, and like I went through a little stint where I was like, I want to discover my mind, man. Mm-hmm. But like I did them by myself, and
it's not a bad thing.
That's how I started.
I think that maybe not.
Yeah, but I want to do them with somebody else. Like I want to experience something with somebody else.
It's definitely good to have somebody who's like experienced to help guide that trip, to let you know that it's like the things you're thinking of right now are real, but they're not real, and you're not in any danger.
No, I think I'm pretty self-aware enough. Like in that situation, like I know when things are happening. I'm very aware that they're happening because of the substance I put in my body. Mm-hmm. Same with alcohol. Same with pot. Like I'm very in tune with what's happening. So like I don't think I would be in a freak out situation, other than just like a high anxiety situation.
The shrooms are a disassociative though. I'm talking about like you will look at things like technology always gets me. Like my phone, I'll look at my phone and it'll just be like a cryptic language.
Yeah.
And so it's those kinds of things. You'll find it hard to express your emotions.
Maybe we should do a podcast where we all do shrooms.
I'm down.
It would probably just be nothing. We'd probably all end up in the backyard hanging out with
we should take it out in the backyard.
Mobile device.
We should.
I'm not staying here.
Device. Yeah.
We should take it into the backyard. I've done podcasts by the fireplace out there.
We'd end up somewhere. We would need a sober driver. How cool would that be?
Take the podcast in a car.
See, you're talking about leaving, man. No,
absolutely.
I want a journey, brother. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll go to the front yard, maybe.
Go to the backyard. Check out the front yard and see what the backyard's going. Switch it back and forth.
I don't know. Like the last time I did shrooms, I question where I got them. I'm not gonna say who it is, but
I get mine from the dirt.
Somebody local, I got it from, and it was questionable. But like, anyhow, I question on the integrity of the shrooms. Like I think it was mixed with just like I don't know, like
salt,
hot flakes, like something, nothing crazy, just like something to add to the weight of it.
Cat sand, sawdust.
Oof. But anyway, like the first night I did it, like, dude, I had just gotten this picture from my mom that I went to my mom's house earlier that day, and it was a picture of me standing in the rain in Texas. And like when I saw that picture at my mom's house, I immediately went to that moment. And I'm like, oh wow, I remember being in that moment. I remember that photo being taken.
We talked about this.
Did we?
Before.
Did we talk about this?
I don't think on air, but
oh,
we've had
okay.
this conversation.
Yeah, and like, so I took the shrooms, and like I had that picture set up. It was over there at that time.
Yeah.
And I just, in that picture, it was raining. I had a raincoat on. It was thunder and lightning, and it started thundering and lightning and raining outside. While I'm looking at this picture, I probably stared at that picture for like 2 hours, and I was just like in there, like I was in that moment.
Right.
Yeah, but nothing crazy. Like I've done acid, I've done an ecstasy. I've never really experienced any sort of mind-altering moment like that. Something I'm like, wow, that was enjoyable. And I think the only I've never experienced anything bad. The only bad experience I had was on ecstasy, and I just wanted it to be over. Like I wasn't like freaking out. I was just like I just didn't feel good in my body.
I started at a really
that's
young
different.
age.
That's a ecstasy. That kind of thing is like it's chemically.
Yeah. You want to stick to the earth. I've discovered that over time. You want to stick to the earth
with mushrooms and stuff. The bad trips are good trips because something about something real about the things you're freaking out about, probably
some deep-seated something.
Yeah.
But a lot of it comes with like wisdom prior to you taking something like that, like the responsibility of how you're living your life too, like it changes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like when I started it, I was like 13, 14 years old, going and irresponsibly doing more than probably I needed or should have done at the time, and just who knows what could have happened. Now being this age or throughout the past 10 years, you kind of I don't know that you do less or anything like that, but you know how to responsibly do things in that moment, in your surrounding, in your environment.
Oh yeah, using it for the tool that it is.
Yeah, you're not gonna fucking go to Walmart and fucking drop.
I don't know, man. You're over here like, let's go for a drive, bro.
Go to Walmart. No, yeah.
Like a drive. We're going. Like we just ate some mushrooms. We got 8 hours. Let's go to the mountains. We're going to West Virginia.
See, I want to travel. Yeah, I want to travel with this guy.
Yeah.
But like when I get there, I don't want to stay there. I don't want to. Like I feel like I don't want to be in a car,
dude.
I think a car is like probably going to be one of the scariest fucking things if I'm tripping.
So
true.
Like you're in a fucking you're in a fucking metal vessel traveling at light speed.
You gotta trust the driver. If you trust the driver,
is the driver on shrooms?
Sometimes.
Then I won't trust the driver.
Stevie, that depends.
That's the issue of it, man. Like,
damn it, Stevie, that depends, but usually not.
Yeah,
but usually not. And if you can trust the driver, dude, like going on that car ride is kind of the sweetest thing, especially like. It's a nice night or something. Put the window down. And
what about the time warp down in
Jamestown Road near
down
Burr Oak?
In Jamestown near Burr Oak.
Oh, you want to hear about that?
We both have experienced this without each other even being involved.
This is weird. Yeah. So this happened with my buddy James Christopher.
Yeah. Yeah, I know James.
We were not inebriated. You know what I mean? We live a musician's lifestyle. We are broke sometimes. And sometimes we just have enough money for the adventure.
Yep.
We don't have enough money to buy booze or like
you got
buy some weed. It's like we were just like, let's get some gas. Like, let's go to Burr Oak. And we're just going to go sit on the beach for the day. And we're going to play some music on the water. Because I had been down there before in Burr Oak. Not to blow up the spot. Never go there. It's trash, guys. Never go there.
Whatever, yeah.
But anyways, people there are really awesome, and we played there on the beach before. People cruise up on pontoons, and like a lot of people have a good time, and they like to hear some music, and so they'll end up partying with us, and we'll just just hang out there and play music for some random strangers. But we were on a trip like that, and nothing crazy happened. We went down. And on the way down, from here to Burr Oak, there's a small shortcut, Jamestown Road, and it just cuts out a large loop of 13. And you turn right on Jamestown Road and then right back onto 13. Okay? And then within 10, 15 minutes, you're turning on the road that leads you to the beach at Burr Oak.
Yep.
Well, on the way back, we make the left back onto Jamestown Road, and then the left back to go to 13. And a town called Renville, right there before Burr Oak, is a little stop sign. And we ended up back at that stop sign somehow, the first time. And now Jamestown Road is like 8 miles away.
It sounds crazy, but it happened to me too.
It did happen. This did happen. And it's a good 8-minute ride from that stop sign. And the stop sign's only 4 or 5 miles.
At that fucking stop
I ended up
sign.
back at that stop sign. And then James and I were like, recognize that we're like, man, I'm kind of dumb sometimes. Like, we're going to pay attention this time.
Yeah, we're looping around.
Right, like
We're going to pay attention.
pull it together.
Right. We did it again. We did it again. Turned left onto Jamestown Road, left back onto 13. Ended up back at that stop sign, which is, like I said, is facing north on 13, but south of the direction a good 8 miles from where we came from.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a long journey.
And it was like,
back
dude,
to the same
and
fucking
I don't know.
spot.
And you
Like
wonder
I said,
why I don't
maybe
want to
me and
travel
James
with
are-
somebody.
Maybe no.
I think
Like
it's
I said,
the time
we
of
were
the
sober.
night.
We were
man.
sober,
I don't know what
and
it is.
maybe James and I are idiots, but at the same time, it's like
3
it was a
a.m. in
freak
the morning.
occurrence. It was a freak occurrence.
Yeah.
I really want to, like, I consider myself a pretty spiritual person, and I try to be in tune with whatever I can be in tune with. And I feel like I've almost reached this limit.
Threshold.
Yeah, well, beyond this certain limit, like, now it's just like, well, I have this thought, this theory, this, and it goes beyond personal experiences, and now it's just like, well, there could be, but like, I feel like I want to have that moment where I just break that barrier, and that's like, and I want to lean on like shrooms to do that,
Right.
And I don't know if that's
to like inspire like a sense of wonder. A sense of wonder. Is that what you like? This barrier? Which barrier? What barrier?
Yeah.
Well,
What
like,
are you talking about specifically?
Like, I am very in tune with my with my experiences of spirituality when it comes to, like, Kyle and I have shared ghost stories, the other side, also what I believe, agnostically speaking, what I believe, what God could be if there is something like this, what my versions of this because of my experiences and what I can take and calculate and put into a reasonable thought. But then it capsizes, like it reaches the max, and when it reaches the max, now I have all these like string theories of like possibilities that could connect to where I'm at in my head, and like I feel like there's the barrier there, like there's something like I want to.
So it's almost like you feel like you plateaued or you reached the top, but within that you kind of reach the bottom too.
Right.
'Cause there's something more. You hit but there's another fucking Mortal Kombat level up
I feel like I'm on the level below, looking through a graded floor.
Yeah.
Where I can see something on the other side, but I can't make sense of it.
I feel like
right,
you know what the
need
best
to
thing
be.
is. Look, I think
you need to be there.
I think that's the best thing. And then to me,
Manifest progression.
To me, in that situation, like, because I understand, but the best thing to realize is like that a lot of the times you're wrong.
Right.
About everything.
Well, that's
you know what I mean?
That's the
That's
exact
called
point.
wisdom.
So that's
called wisdom.
That's the exact point. Like I see all these
about
things,
all
and like,
of that.
Yeah.
And then so like you said, boom, that ceiling collapses in on you, but at the same time it kind of makes a hole.
And maybe I could come to peace with something like this. The point is like
We're always-
I feel stagnant. in my thinking and curiosity, and my, like I know where I should and shouldn't go, and things that I believe in. But like,
I've been there a lot of my life, and I feel like the best, like, I don't know how to, like, the quickest way to my little progressions that I've had throughout anything that I do are from those moments. Like the drive, there's just something about it that I just, you level out and you just starts festering inside of you. But that's where all that motivation comes from.
Yeah.
And then you get to this next level for a minute, and it's like another step further, man. I don't think it's a bad spot to be in. You feel like you're all out at energy and sources, and what do I do next? But I feel like that's where you should be.
I think you're just on the other foot, like because there's like two steps here. There's the action, and then the reevaluation of that action on the other foot,
the consequence,
and then it's like, you know what I mean, like,
right? Well, and also just talking about it with others. Like I think the last real conversation I had about something like this was with you when you were in the studio, and we kind of dove a little bit into some of those realms.
Funny is all of a sudden you're playing fucking music again. What's up with that?
Well,
the last conversation we have, oh no, I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm like, why the fuck aren't you doing that? Like, now's the time to do it.
I'm going through a thing. I was going through a thing.
I understand it.
I'm coming out of it. It is what it is.
I get it.
That's about the time I changed my name to Stephen Cade on Facebook. I told you, like, I go through.
Don't be scared of it though, because you've been through it before.
It's not about being scared. It's about reevaluating. And at that point in time, I was coming to a crossroads where I had done music for 3 years full time, and I was coming to a point of being exhausted, and I didn't know how to handle it. So I stopped. I backed out.
Over 300 shows in a year.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's huge.
And I backed out.
Who else is doing that?
And so but when COVID hit, and all the bars were like, "Hey, you're out of a job."
Right.
Instead of being scared, I was relieved. I was like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Because you've had to hold this persona, and
right?
This agenda and this.
And then I got this job. I do construction, and like. That's about the time Anya moved in, and like that's when I started realizing I had to section out
something else
things, and that's when the podcast came up.
Yep.
You were the second guest I ever had, and
I'm sorry. No,
why? It was such a great conversation.
It was one of the coolest conversations ever recorded.
But like, and that was. It probably came out of something of just me trying to refocus that energy of not playing music into something else.
Right.
But in the light of that, here we are a year later. I've come to respect like I was telling you earlier, the different sections I have for myself, the different parts of my creativity. Yep. I can't be like, oh, music is life. Ooh, this is life. Movies are life. No. Movies are here. Music is here. Talking to people are here. Working, my 9 to 5 is here. And that's a very good
bit of organization.
It's a very good balance, and I'm happy with it.
It's all part of it.
Yeah,
it's all life.
Right. I get to do the things that are creative while also trying to play the game at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like within all of that, I'm sure is like time to yourself, and if it's not, it should be. I feel like a lot of people, especially within relationships, that's a big thing that kills relationships, is not, maybe you're around each other too much or things like that. Or when you are separated and having times on yourself, you're only worrying about what the other person is doing, and you're not fully connected with what the fuck you're doing.
Well, that's a jealousy sort of thing. Yeah,
I mean, it could be that. It could be something else,
or a trust issue of some kind.
I'm not talking about not even a trust issue. Maybe just like a insecurity of your own potential issue. Like you feel like you're not.
Well, yeah. That's kind of like a mask of that. But I think don't consider myself to suffer from that. Like I don't.
Self-care is important for me, and I enjoy being by myself for a portion of my week.
You got to remember, I was single for 5 years.
I've been married for fucking like over a decade.
You know,
like
I mean, but like, my point is that like,
A decade? Anyway.
I've been married for a decade.
I didn't know it was that long.
I'm old, brother.
Yeah.
I got married
Not
I got
really.
married in 2010. I'm still married, technically.
Oh.
This is like
She's very happy with her boyfriend in Texas, but you know.
Yeah, this is like the first time I've really been single for consistently for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Right, and this past year is the first time I've really dove back into the relationship world, you know, and it was great. Like it had its good and it's bad, but like I respect the person I was with. You know, I love her to death, and like I will be there. But at the same time, you have negotiables and non-negotiables.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some non-negotiables. Like when I would do stuff, I'm not gonna. Okay, maybe I shouldn't dive into
No,
my
you don't
dirty
have
laundry.
to.
But like
Well,
my point
I
is,
think we've all been there. It's real stuff.
my point is like I need these separations. I need these little snippets of creativity or outlets. It's therapy for me. You know, it's something that I'll leave this conversation feeling like a better version of myself.
Same.
You know, and that's something that I will always take with me. You know, every time I see you guys, we will have this moment. You know, at least for me, it's going to be a positive thing. Maybe you think I'm an asshole. Maybe you're just like, Steve, I'm just trying to promote my shit. I don't know. But like, I don't feel that. I don't feel that way with you. And like, there's a very
I just
positive
heard
energy.
you were doing a podcast, and I was like, let's talk about whatever needs to be
I
talked
support
about.
whatever Stevie K does.
Yeah.
Always have.
Well, thank you. I'm starting a new channel on Pornhub.
Hey, I'm
It's
for
called
it, brother. How
it's
much
called
does it
Dudes
pay?
I Trapped in My
I'll let-
Room.
I'll
You guys
let all
ready to-
the-
you guys
oh.
ready to play?
I'll let all the ladies
No
know.
homo.
I'll let all the ladies know.
It's called
No
Dudes I
homo.
Trapped in My Room. I don't know. No, I'm 4 beers in. I'm feeling pretty thirsty.
But anyways, what my point was, it's important to take care of yourself and your own mental health. And I feel like if you're not your strongest self and you're not growing as an individual, then you're no help or contribute to a partnership or anyone else.
Well, that and also
I think that's what divides a lot of relationships and even, I mean, just friendships even.
I mean, separating in a situation that I'm in right now where I'm separating, like, I love this girl. I've known her for a decade, you know, but like, I do not want this to be a bad thing.
Right.
You know, hey, we gave it a shot. It didn't work.
But let's be adult. And
Well, but we're friends, and I want to salvage that.
of course,
You know,
it's important.
yeah, it's very important to me.
I've been able magically to have that with anybody I've ever dated and have a friendship and be able to fucking do
I have
cool.
Time's
with
always
a
crucial.
lot.
I think time's crucial.
Yep.
Yes.
Time, and that's what it is too. Because over time, I mean,
time.
you know, at the beginning of everything,
Absolutely, man.
there's too much drama and emotion.
So, all right. Well, that was a little bit of Steve therapy. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for hearing me vent my
No,
shit
we're
for a
here
little bit. I
anytime you invite
think
us
I
out.
needed that.
Nomadic Earth,
Nomadic Earth in the studio, talking about Steve's private
Giants
life.
by the Riverside,
Giants by the Riverside.
Garage Fans Live. No. What else we got?
Studio 47.
Jarrod Mungo, Studio 47,
Quaker State.
Telltale,
Film Trigger.
Film Trigger.
Burlacky. Never mind.
And Dank House Beer.
All right. What are we doing? You guys about to fight each other? Or what?
Platform.
No, man.
So, what do you guys? Let me shut up for a minute. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well,
I don't know, yeah.
so
Jerry?
have you been booking gigs lately?
Yes, I've been lightly booking, as I said, when the hot lady from
Ooh.
Hudson, Essex, when she hit me up, I'm not booking gigs out too far, but
No,
like,
not, I mean, anywhere, you know?
yeah,
get around.
but I'm to the point to where I don't need to reach out. I get a lot of incoming mail,
Especially now that it's opened back up, they're like,
yeah. So I'm able to pick and choose, and I'm sticking to my integrity. I said this last fall, like I'm going to stick to a certain amount of gigs, and that I think that's the balance I need, and that's where I'm sticking.
Especially having like a work schedule. You know what I mean? Like you're like 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
dude,
Yeah.
we're about to once.
I don't know how he does it. I work 24 hours a week. I don't know how Kyle does it. He works at least 40 hours a week, and
No sleep, brother. No, I catch up. It's a balance.
yeah,
It is a balance.
Yeah.
There's rough days.
I've done it for there are. I mean, there's times where you're at your job like, fuck, if I'm late one more time or come in reeking of the night before, I might be out of here. But no.
Yeah.
You're an asset.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a balance within it, but we are like within a month. Once I get settled in, like I'm about to do a little transfer of I'm about to move and everything. Once I get settled in, we're gonna have a whole new area that we can go and book and explore and make new fans and new friends and family. And
and there's a lot of really cool places out there.
We're gonna fill it up. We were graced with the opportunity. Some people from Columbus. What is it? It was Columbus Live contacted us on our email, and they said that Columbus Live had given them our contact, and it's a show in Dublin at a place called Bridge Park, and they contacted us and wanted us to do all these shows and was asking our availability. So we looked at our calendar and sent out all the dates that we were available on the specific days of the week that they were doing it, which was a Saturday. And guy emails us back like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours later and says, you can have all of the dates except for one. We're like, what?
When do we start up there?
What?
In
It's
next month?
It's coming quick. Yeah, he just sent me here. He just sent me, because I asked him for the time frame, because we're starting to book double shows on our earlier dates, because we play from 4 to 6. So we're going to start booking shows like maybe 8 to 11 somewhere else, and like double shows on those days.
9 to 12.
Those double shows, that's what will exhaust you.
It exhausts us, but I mean that's where you're going to build your fan base and your reputation. But yeah,
I feel like it's just more efficient, dude. If we're in the area and we have someplace
we could
nearby
bring some
that
of
we
them
can play
with us.
to.
But you got to be careful with that too. A lot of places actually, like if you write a contract or if they catch wind that you're actually doing a show like nearby afterwards, they might stop booking you.
Well, we just experienced that with Hudson and Essex, but I believe
Did they have a problem with you going next door?
I told her, and I mean, we didn't like discuss it. There was no negativity.
True. We probably shouldn't have said anything about it at the gig. I didn't really think about that, but
probably shouldn't have.
Oh,
said
did you say
anything.
follow us to the place across the street? Is that what you said?
Well, you know what happened.
But they
We
were
had some
closing
people
down.
Follow us across the street.
but they were closing down as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were open.
Well, that's a different story. Like if a place is closing down,
that's a place of fine dining, and they're gonna make their money whether Nomadic Earth is there or not.
well, it's true, but it's not true. The way somebody pointed it out to me was, okay, so you have somebody that wants to come out to Hudson and Essex to see you guys, but maybe they're like, we'll have to go.
Soon,
We're later type of people. We're a later type of people, but we'll go to Hudson and Essex because Nomadic Earth is there. But then if they find out you're across the street later and like, oh, well, then never mind. We'll just go there afterwards.
Yeah.
It's that thing where why would they go to one show if they can go to a later one if it's more applicable?
Here's why.
My point is
yeah,
it might not be a thing, it might be, but I've been called out on that a couple times.
So with
booking
us,
shows nearby, especially around the lake.
Here's why that's beneficial for any fans out there. When we play at Hudson and Essex, we have such a vast variety of music that we can pull out. When we go to a fine dining place, we're not playing our hardcore, fast-paced, hip-hop alternative,
You're reading
reggae.
the crowd. Yeah, and just staying around the edges.
We're going to play our smooth, we're going to get a little crazy at times, but we're going to play it safe a little bit and play those songs that we know they're going to enjoy. Rather, when we go to a fucking tavern, we're going to be playing fucking like a bunch of hip hop songs.
We're playing American Dream.
We're playing all of our bangers, like
Driven.
So, and that's what we did. We were able to go across the street and play a whole another hour of music.
2 hours. Of a different,
entirely
completely different set
from the place before.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. We have so much music that we can do, and there's 2 of us. It's his fault.
Yeah, I like it like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really do.
It's chaos at its best. I mean, we've somehow organized it and made it work for our ADD music friends. Like musical ADD at its best, I feel like it was bred out here in Perry County somehow.
So when it comes to you guys doing a show, is there somebody who goes out and works the crowd in between sets, or do you
we both do?
It's completely even. I mean, like the way we build our sets is so organic, and we do a brand new set for every show, and we try to do at least like I'd say 50% of new songs than we played from the 2 shows prior to that show. And we'll play something like, hey, we need, this is the venue. We feel like this is going to be the type of feel for the night. They're going to be kind of chilling out, or they're going to be high strung and partying, and they're going to hear this certain style, and we'll customize a set every single show.
Right. And we'll try to
You're not going to catch the same show twice ever with us.
Right. And we try to experiment
never have before.
We try to experiment with our crowds a little bit. Like if we got a certain kind of crowd,
Jarrod knows a million.
We'll like try to play the fringes of another genre and see how they feel about it. And if they do feel all right about it, then we'll completely branch off and just
we're good at feeling them out and testing the waters. Like let's throw this song out there. Let's throw some bluegrass out for them.
But as far as like the crowd work and the networking, we both
it's just natural.
It's a companionship. See, that's something that like for Ronjay and I, like Ronjay is the guy that goes out and talks to people, because like when I'm off stage, like I'm so like nervous around people that like I'm just like, oh, hi, you want to buy me a shot? Okay, right? Smile for a picture.
But so this is what you do then, Stevie. Look, Stevie, just go out and just make it about that person, like because they know what you're about, they know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You just put your heart on your sleeve for at least an hour or 3 hours. You know what I mean? And so for them, it's just like, hey, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
What do you do?
See,
what's going on with you?
I like that connection.
And so you can just let them ramble about. That's what I do. Yep.
You definitely
and
do
so
that.
and then especially with that, it's like that's how you end up with connections. Like, oh, you own Mad River Mountain?
Yeah.
That's Ronjay's definitely connected us to other places.
Yeah.
Just through discussion that I lack that connection with people.
I got some shit.
I lack that connection with people. It's my biggest Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Like I get so caught up. Like I'll listen to somebody talk and I just see their mouth moving and I keep thinking of all these other things happening and I don't really understand what's going on. And because of this, I kind of back out. And I just hide in a corner somewhere. I always do. I always fucking do. And it's a thing I've gotten better at over the years. I'm very good at coming out and go, hi, yeah, how you doing? And smile and shake hands, and then I fucking disappear. And Ronjay is so good at, talking and being genuine with people. And it's my Achilles heel.
Have you ever heard this? You're only as interesting as you are interested.
Yeah.
Find yourself interested in people's.
Here's something.
I do find myself interested in people. I have a problem with crowds, and that's
That's fair. I mean,
like crowds of people. Like, I can't juggle it, and like, I will often cling on to people. Like, there's certain people that will come see a show or what have you. I will cling on to these people and sit there, and I will sit and talk with them, a genuine conversation. But like, the rest of it's like static. It's just outside noise, and like, if somebody comes up and like compliments me, like, "Oh, you did a great job," I'm like, "Oh, I do a copy and paste. Thank you so much." You know, like, but it's so.
I hate
for me.
saying the same thing to people, like being a musician, and I hate having to reply the same thing to someone that is genuinely like, it's filling their heart to tell you how good you know, like, you did so good, like that's a thing for them, but you kind of get callous to it, and I don't ever want to be that way. I want it to be genuine from me to them as well.
Well, it's definitely an issue. It's something that like before, like if you go back 10 years ago, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be that one person that's like, "Oh yeah."
Like I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know how to respond 10 years ago. Not a fucking clue.
Oh.
Wouldn't know how to respond 10 years ago. Somebody would compliment me, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay." You know, like now, like I do this copy and paste, like "thank you," because I literally have trouble, like words.
I say the dumbest thing, and I say it, and Jarrod said it the last time we played, and it that's what triggered me. I'm not gonna say it anymore.
What did I say?
I always say, "Thank you so much." When people compliment me, I'm, "Thank you so much," because I feel like it means more when I do that. But then I heard you say it once, and I'm like,
all right,
I gotta stop saying that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to say what you mean.
I know. It's just like, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
It's a constant balance.
An artist or a performer to take a compliment and genuinely feel like you're not criticizing yourself.
What do you do though? What do you do? It's like, hey, your set was really good. I'll buy your dinner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, you can't just like,
thing.
dude. The thank you is gold though. Like you can't just not thank. You have to thank somebody for just digging what you do. See, because I put my heart and soul in that shit,
dude.
And you
and
like,
that's what
and
I was
you
gonna touch base on.
Like.
That's something.
Thank you.
And I'm so appreciative.
It takes two to dance.
I'm
very
what I mean? Appreciative of people that enjoy the music.
We feed off the people that enjoy the music.
Time. Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
But like when it comes to communicating, I get so nerve wracked. Like I just have a hard time.
Well, shit, dude. Like nights that we play shows, I could admit I'm probably a little different socially than nights that I don't play shows and just out at the bar drinking. You know what I mean? I'm more low key on those nights.
And the thing is,
but when I'm playing, I'm fucking pumped. It's like, hell yeah.
It's so inconsistent. There's some times where like I will be the social butterfly and I'll go out and like, and I'll talk to everybody, make them feel welcome.
Man.
But then there's other times, and a lot more than none, that I'll like even if I go to an open mic, actually especially when I go to open mics, like at Tony's where I don't really know anybody. I get so fucking nervous.
More like balonies. I'm just kidding.
I get so nervous, like to talk to people. Like dude, it's happened before where I've signed up on the list and I had to tell Bonnie I'm not playing tonight. I just can't handle people right now, and I'll take off. It's
you know what it is? I hate playing solo, but with this guy, I don't know what it is. It's just like it's easier. It's easier with having somebody else.
Yeah, I definitely have more confidence.
Nervous. We're both fucking nervous and feed off each other, but it's just like this is like what we're here for. It's not just me involved here.
Here to vibe.
Yeah. it solves it.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. But I know
you're all over the place in that mic. I'm not even gonna change your volume on that. Like,
you shouldn't change it.
Kyle's gonna be in and out.
Woohoo!
Well, there you go. There's my insecurities playing music.
Yeah.
You know what though? Like I get nervous every time too. Every single time I get nervous.
We both do.
And it's to the point where it's like I know what I'm doing. I know our songs.
But we improvise things a lot. Jarrod Moore is like, I don't know how you do it, dude. You just fucking...
I feel the room, and I stomp on that distortion pedal when I feel like they want me to.
Even if not, yeah. There's just something organic about... That's what makes our show so fucking unique, is just you don't know what night you're going to get. We could play the same song you heard last week, but there's going to be a variance of it. It's going to be organic and unique to how you're feeling that night. I feel.
That's
true. See,
Like,
I think you guys have a very similar
you can pick up that vibe
energy that Ron J and I have.
Mm-hmm.
There are a multitude of variables that come into what version of the song you're gonna get.
There it is.
Yeah. You know, it's
what intensity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I try to, and I play different everywhere. You know, I try to play different a little bit everywhere. It depends on who's watching. It depends on the crowd. It depends on who's out there. Dude.
It changes me.
It
like
depends,
when you go far left into experiment land. Doing something, maybe I'll change something a little bit. I noticed and do it too. Like,
when we were up at the Warehouse Tavern.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, they love it when I just.
Oh yeah,
rip the guitar. Like I'll just
start
ripping ridiculous solos.
And I caught up on it, and I'd skip verses and choruses, and we just play music. Like
not that there were anything crazy, but it was just like they liked it. They liked to hear the guitar played.
Yeah,
we noticed that, and so we were like
8 bars.
Like we'll play the guitar for them. We know that they like that. And so that was the first thing that I noticed. I was like, they like it when we play guitars.
Same. We were getting 20s dropped into the guitar.
Oh yeah, yes. they love seeing those skills, flame out on the guitar.
Hard work.
For sure.
I don't know. It's
and the combination of the two, like his guitar skills on top of what you're doing, really create this this excellent ambient. Just
when I've been trying so hard to like. Tell Kyle that's like the way he plays lead guitar is really good.
It's like going and karaoke.
He plays really well.
I can't,
but he doesn't feel.
I've got no confidence.
He is not comfortable with it yet, and I can tell. But
I'm right there with you.
But at the same time,
Jarrod's like, around, I can't do it because I'm like,
he's judging me.
He's gonna judge me. Yeah.
No, not at all, dude. I am judging you, and I'm like, this dude's
around.
The shit. Because that's judging too.
I'm positively judging you.
Positively, like, this dude's
trying
shit.
to motivate me.
Yeah.
It's the whole yin and yang, situation.
It is, man.
I mean, he's gonna go off on a vibe, and you're gonna follow through and be that backup, and vice versa. It's what makes you guys work.
We work. I don't know how it happened, but we're grateful for it. Grateful to it. Like,
I used to run this. A little bit of history. I used to run the open stage down at the Bootlegger.
Let's do it.
At 31 West. Great venue, downtown Newark, Ohio.
Amazing venue.
I
don't know that they've opened up yet and started having shows. Can't wait until they do.
Martin Sexton just played there. I was really pissed off because I told dude who ran it, let me know when Martin Sexton's coming back.
Yeah, if you don't know the Bootlegger,
the first
West,
stage,
go check them out.
The first stage that we played on together is torn down now.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be the old Bootlegger stage. Their downstairs bar is not called.
Torn down?
Yeah, you don't know about that? Okay. Well,
oh shit.
This is history.
It's gone.
The stage is gone.
Did they save some
It's
of the
not
wood?
the Bootlegger. Did they save our wood?
Buy a plank?
I'll fucking make a beatbox out of it.
They tore the stage down. They're doing a restaurant down there now because the music wasn't popping off during the whole.
Yeah, because we stopped playing there.
Because we stopped playing there, and then so
Stevie K stopped coming out.
They got a whole restaurant down there now. But anyways, I used to run an open stage down there, and Kyle used to come out and play, and I knew when he went up. At first I was like,
yeah, let's do this.
At first I was like, whose songs is he covering?
Yep.
But then I was like, oh, after I started talking to him, I was like, oh, those are yours. Like, I thought,
And
like,
then
that sounds really good, dude. I was just
awesome.
like, whose songs is he covering? I've never heard that shit before. So, and then I was just like, I got to start playing with that cat.
Right? And then the whole time, so I'm coming up there to play, and I'm like so nervous. Like, all right, I'm going to do this open mic thing again. I'm going to try to break out back into music. I was in a band for like 7-8 years.
Flipside Groove.
And I stopped for a while, yeah. So I was like, okay, I've written a bunch of songs since then because I haven't stopped really. I just stopped coming out. Started, and then I seen this fucker play, and I'm like, holy shit, like, he's so similar to me, but he's not. Like, he's on this other level. Like, I just didn't understand it. And I remember my wife at the time just telling her, I was like, that's the kind of guy that I want to be playing music with. And that's what she was like, then you need to fucking pursue it. But it was like, I started keep going up and doing his open mics and playing, and he'd play songs, I'd play songs. Eventually one time he fucking jumped up on stage and we were both playing songs.
Yeah.
And it just kind of
We
all
evolved
fell
into
in
like,
love.
yeah,
Aw.
we fell magically in love. Just kind of started playing music. I mean, there was other people involved too, like Eddie
Jack.
Eddie and Jack was up
Jack
there.
Lutz. You know who
The Rapid Jags.
The Rapid
Reedy
Jags.
Weeps.
Rudy Weaves? Jack Lutz
That's
is a
like
young...
The Hope
is
Dealers
he-
with Eddie.
Eddie.
Like,
with
I
the
know
Hope
the
Dealers.
music
Dealers.
scene
I know
up
the.
there.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eddie is
Eddie Red.
he's the one I told to tell me when Martin Sexton was playing there.
Really?
Oh.
And yeah. Now then I missed.
Eddie's back in Wisconsin now.
Yep.
Oh, that
Yep.
makes sense why he didn't hit me
Eddie
up.
is
Yep.
back in Wisconsin now. Man.
He gone?
But
We-
yeah,
we
he
still
was
keep in
he
touch?
was huge on he was huge for the scene back in that day.
He helped. Honestly, he was a part of motivating us to fucking keep playing music together because
definitely was.
you and him were doing a thing together, and you guys were doing your thing and writing music, and I was like, fuck, maybe I can start being in a band again or some type of situation. It just kind of worked out.
Just got the beer burps over here. Steve.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
the blurps.
Got the beer burps.
I didn't know what you
How
were
about the,
doing.
uh,
I thought
I'm
you were
like, trying
giving
to, I'm like trying to aim them away from the microphone.
Well,
into
you
the
guys know the
curtains.
singing beer burps. You know, you got this verse coming up. Everything's going fine. You got like 3 seconds.
Oh yeah.
3 seconds to get your next line out, and it just bubbles up. And you're like, oh, God, I got to get this burp
Singing
out
around the beer
and
burps,
sing
yeah.
this vocal at the same time
I've
without being
become
noticed.
mad.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
become,
You got to take one of those moments where you're supposed to take a breath and release a burp.
Release a
and
burp
that's not good
out the
because
side and then turn your head and sing that song.
There's been a few times
It's
where
real-
I've
people.
become really
It's
good
real.
at like organizing.
so real.
I've become really good at organizing. You know, like when those burps release.
Yeah.
But like, there's a few times where
There's
like
a timing.
the burp will release, and I'm like, I don't have any air. I'm like, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then I've also learned that there's this huge margin of error that you are allowed to have when you're in bars, specifically, and not so much at the wineries and what have you, but like
you know where I learned my huge margin of error?
Where?
Van Morrison. Because that drunk Irish motherfucker, you know who Van Morrison is?
No.
You don't know Van Morrison?
I know the name.
Brown-eyed girl.
Oh, okay, sure, all right.
He
Well,
said-
that's the
oh my
most.
goodness.
That's the
Anyway,
radio-friendly
number
one.
just
Go ahead.
understand that I suck at like music knowledge.
Yeah.
Same.
It's something that it's like I recognize the songs. I don't ha-
Jared is the opposite.
well, yeah,
I just remember faces and names.
He's a connoisseur in that shit.
yeah. See, I'm not. I mean, like honestly, like
I love-
my favorite bands. I cannot tell you 90% of their songs.
It's
I'll be like,
look, dude.
oh, that's track 2 off their 3rd album.
I'm
Like that's
kind of
how
a-
I remember shit.
I'm
you know?
kind of a,
That's
I'm
how I
kind
am
of
on
a
my
weirdo
own
because
shit.
I remember. Look, dude. I'm a weirdo. I remember people's faces. I remember people's
Not a
names.
weirdo?
No, listen. I remember people's faces. I remember the
Jared's
names,
a name guy.
and then I think about their vibe and what it all mean. I don't know, man. I'm weird. I think about I sense people's vibes.
That's not weird
And
at
I
all.
think about
There's
their
an
faces and their
equation.
names. And
There's
dude, there's
an
an equation
equation
that goes on in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes me remember a lot more
Well, I think
It's
we all
weird,
have our
man.
own
It's really-
equations.
it's
There's
really
nothing
weird.
weird about that.
I'm getting better
that's
at
just
it.
Your equation.
I've struggled with the name thing, but I'm getting my mind feels more clear than ever. I'm getting better at that knowledge.
Yeah.
No, I still suck at names. Like I always suck at names.
I
Like,
always-
I always make the joke that I will. Like I often forget my mom's name is Mom.
Right.
You know, like I suck at names so bad. But
Man, I remember, like I said, I remember people's names. I remember the things they do, and I remember shit. Like, I always have to know people's faces, too. So it's like, you know that asshole that cuts you off in traffic, right? What kind of person are you? Is he gonna cut you off? Or do you have to, like, I'm the kind of person, I have to put a face to that person.
To
like,
that action.
I don't
the
catch up to
action
them
almost.
because I'm offended that they cut me off. I was just like, it's like, wow. I was like, that was really blatant.
Yeah.
I gotta put a face.
Jerry's the
Dude,
guy where you'll go somewhere and he'll be like, that was that dude that was beside us in there acting like a fool. And it's
See,
like, how do you even recognize
listen,
that was the
I will
guy?
remember a face.
Yeah.
Names I have trouble with. But like if I saw somebody cut me off and I saw them like drive by and I saw their face, I would recognize them at a truck stop.
Yeah.
But if somebody cut me off and I didn't see their face, I wouldn't give a shit. I would just
Yeah.
fucking just move over to the next lane and move on with my life. Because I'm such a grandpa driver.
I'm crazy, dude.
I don't give a shit. Like
I gotta complete the story in my own mind.
Yep. There's an
Yeah.
equation.
I
It's
gotta
gotta
complete
play
the
out.
story.
and I'm
Yeah.
over here like, live your
It's
own
gotta
life,
play
man.
out.
See you later. You know?
Yeah.
But all right, well, now we know not to cut Jarrod off.
No, you can
Chase
cut me off.
He'll chase you down.
No, just to
No,
remember
he-
you.
and recognize your
Just
face.
to
He's gonna remember you.
Just to remember you and maybe
Maybe-
buy you a drink at the bar later. You
Try
know
to
what I
calm
mean?
you
Like if
down
I see
later.
you, it's like,
Like, hey,
look,
hey,
Life's
here's a
okay.
shot.
'Cause
Hey,
that's-
by the way, remember
Yeah.
at 3:54 p.m. earlier
Yeah.
today?
taking a baseball bat to your knee.
I figured you were in a hurry, so I
No.
bought you a beer. Just wanted to save you some time.
Just wanted to save you a little time.
Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. How do you guys want to talk about anything else? Like,
Dude, I mean, we're going to keep talking
I'll talk. Yeah, let's keep talking.
on or off
All right.
air.
well, let's
Yeah.
take a quick break because I gotta pee
Let's do
really
that.
fucking
All
bad.
right.
Go smoke a Snickerette.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm down for it.
Let's let this podcast get wild.
Yeah, I'm down for it. All right. Well, until then, we'll be back with some wilder stuff. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
We went on a little road trip.
Went on a
Yes,
roadie.
we did.
Got some more bays. Had fun with June in the backyard. June is my
June.
pig, by the way.
June is
She will
wild.
bite you. You better be.
What?
You better
Yeah.
be good at hot hands, because she will try to bite a giant off or two.
Yeah,
She's
she's
but a
I
beautiful
told-
lady,
I told
but
you
a
she's
sweet lady.
Fat
Yeah.
and sassy is what she is.
Yeah, she's
She
blind
really
and deaf, so she does her best.
She's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Ah!
Yeah, she's like, you are not Steve. I'm gonna.
Dude,
I mean,
today was the first day
unexpectedly.
she's ever like nipped at me. I think it's because there were so many people at once. So she didn't know how
You're
to handle
probably
it.
right. Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
me.
It was.
I know.
Well, no, I triggered it. I think because the first person that she tried to bite at was me.
Yeah, but you don't smell like me. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because she took the banana. She smelled me. Took the banana. I thought
can't
I was
blame
in.
her.
I thought I was in.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not know her temperament.
Yeah.
She is not an easily trusting lady. She would bite
she
your
still
finger
nips at
right
my
off.
son, and she's known him her whole life. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, dude. I saw her try to bite your knees off tonight.
Yeah.
For a second.
For
She thought it was me, though, because I ran
probably
so quick.
because yeah.
There he is.
There's that motherfucker.
Gotcha.
I can smell his tattoos.
Yeah, that's what it was. He's got a neck tattoo, don't he?
That's it. That's his lip.
She smelled that.
She can smell your lip ring.
Yeah,
She
she is a
smelled my
Trump
lip
voter,
ring.
so yeah.
She felt my
unibrow.
unibrow filling in.
Oh boy. Yeah. So here we are, round 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full moon, by the way. Hence
I
why you guys are
welcome
probably
it.
still in the studio because
Good night
full
for it.
moons equal
A lot.
regret the next day usually for me.
No way.
Ooh, no.
I mean regret.
growth.
I mean regret in the sense of I usually drink too much during full moons. So.
Yeah.
And me having more beers equal of that because I only have like at the
Dude,
max.
we went
I'll have
on a
6
beer
pack.
run.
Yeah, we went on a beer
We
run.
all 3 brought beer.
Good. Well, that
went
makes
on
me
a
happy.
beer
It
run.
makes me happy that you guys are comfortable enough that you want to come back and continue talking. So,
Of course.
and that works. And
Man, you went into the gas
It's good
station
times, man.
barefoot.
in just socks on.
In
So I was like,
socks.
I could go back
Hey,
here.
hey, people
You
are
didn't-
more concerned about masks and like COVID and shit. They ain't worried about my
I
feet
don't care
anymore.
about shoes.
Like,
So
like
people,
it's gonna,
yeah.
it's not gonna be no
Take your
shoes,
shoes
no
off
shirt,
and go
no
in.
service. It's gonna be like no mask, no service.
Yeah.
And the rest is optional.
Feel free to go barefoot. Every once in a while, you know?
Shit, dude. So, are we gonna talk about God or what, guys?
I don't think so. I prefer
Did you
not
see what
to.
God just did to us?
Yeah.
Never met the guy, man.
Yeah, I don't know enough.
I don't know. I mean, what would you think God would be like? How do you take that situation, like religion and what have you, like those?
Everything.
Well, not for
Everything and more. Everything within the human realm of perception and everything outside of it. That's it, man.
Yeah, please be vague.
Right?
It's fine. Yeah.
I feel like
Really though, it's everything.
it was made
God?
up to be whatever you need it to be.
Now, are you talking about God or religion?
About God.
Ooh.
About God. Okay.
Yeah. I feel like God's supposed to be whatever you need it to be.
See, I look at God as like the creator of all things. Now, no matter what that is, I have no clue. But
I don't think there's a creator of all things.
well, even creator is even
I think
a
you
loose
could
term.
do that. I don't think you create.
Let's say there's a chemical imbalance in the universe or in a universe that created this universe. That would technically, in the terms that I'm speaking, would be God.
Yeah.
That chemical imbalance. You know, that's how I see a God type of figure to be.
Let's say there's a chemical balance in this universe. That's to me. That's what is God. Is like, because like I said, it's everything. It's like I think that
That's fair.
I think that
Yeah.
inside of
You feel like
ourselves.
it's a balance.
Well, I think chemical imbalance is a term that we use to course correct a mistake. So yeah, I think his terminology of making it a balance would make more sense. Yeah.
I think that
I
think that inside of ourselves we have all these living organisms that we have no control over, and we would not have any perception of unless we had these scientific instruments, blah blah blah. And I think that outside of us, there's all these complex reactions happening in the universe. Who knows if like this thing that we live inside of us is conscious of itself.
So speaking of
That's where
Nobody.
I'm at.
speaking of that, here's
You know what I mean? Like I think that perhaps it is. I mean, we are conscious of ourselves. Do the microbes in my stomach that help me digest my food that are independent unto themselves, like as individuals, do they know about me?
I feel like
Maybe not in the way that you know about
Oh,
you. They know
maybe-
about you in a different. They
Maybe
know
there's a
about you-
microcosmic relation. Maybe there's a microcosmic
I-
relation there.
I
You
would
know what I'm
assume
saying?
that they know about you the way we know about the Earth.
I think that our relation to God or to anything greater than us is similar to that relation. It's like something that's bigger than us might be conscious of us. We may or may not be conscious of it,
Right.
exactly.
but it's there, and it's
There's something in it spiritual.
and there's laws to this universe
for
that
This one in
result
particular that we know. Yeah.
that
For me-
result in and of that.
I feel like
correlation.
people that pray and ask people that pray for things and ask for things and talk to God and do all that, like I can relate to that. I don't do that specifically, but I speak, but I don't speak to something. Like I feel like in a way I speak to myself and my own consciousness. But it's not that I'm like speaking to a being or someone that I think has created anything or anything like that. I'm just speaking because I need to speak to somebody. Yeah, like I will, dude. There'll be nights I'll be out in this same fucking chair I'm sitting in because I brought it with me. Under the stars and just fucking chilled out, you know? Maybe I had a fucking depressing week or something like that. But when I'm up there and I'm asking those questions and I'm closing my eyes and I'm in my moment, it's not specific to God or anything like that. It's specific to just like
you.
Yeah.
That's spirituality.
Hey, and
it's spirituality in itself.
And I think
I don't
It's finding a connection.
I don't connect with
there's
saying it's God.
But you are. Like,
I feel like we're all. I feel like we're all God.
You're connecting with
we're all
everything
part
around you.
I think we're all God.
Because we're all part of it.
I think we're all that.
Yeah.
Look, and I always said that too. It's like, I say this thing. It's like talking about it like, what do I say, macroscopically, but microscopically inside of us. It's like I really do. I feel like what you said. God speaks to us in our own voice. It's like, you know, our own voice
should be that way.
You know what's right and what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's. You know what? You know the place. You know the place where you need to be.
Have either of you experienced a situation where you like had a dream or like or kind of predicted something? You know, like for me particularly. You know,
deja vu situation.
Yeah, something like that.
All the fucking time.
Right. So what is
all
that?
the time?
So what is that? You know, like I've had dreams that
I don't remember my dreams.
To fruition later. Yeah, I know. That's right.
I have no recollection.
I'm always surprised to hear it, but then I remember you say it. Yeah.
I have when I go to sleep, I just wake up the next day and I try to remember the day before. Like my brain's been very foggy for some years.
You're like just like.
But I do have deja vu moments that are so vivid that it literally like I almost have to sit down if I'm standing
So what's
up.
keeping you from remembering your dreams?
I mean, we can only relate to trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only thing I can think of. It's got to be a mental block, you know. I know that I dream, of course. I mean, I don't think you can stop that. I don't think the brain works that way. It's just the recollection and the memory of it. Super foggy. Just a foggy memory of anything.
I go through ups and downs with that. Like there's moments where I'll remember all of my dreams in very great detail, and I keep a dream journal and I'll write stuff down when I do.
I used to have like terrible dreams. Like I grew up with night terrors, and it like lasted all into my teens and everything. And then I had some trauma happen in my life, and it accelerated it for so long, and then all of a sudden I was able to make it just all stop.
When you say night terrors, like can you describe that? Like what was a night terror for you? Because I've never experienced, not that I know of, something that would be a night terror, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it.
It's just always something. It was just a feeling of not being in control. I guess maybe that was what it was driven for me. But a lot of falling, but a lot of pushing. Like you hear the people that say they fall and you fall out of bed and things like that, and they had dreams like that where they feel like they wake up in a gasp because they were falling from something. Well, mine were more of a push, like something forced me somewhere, and that's what woke me up. It wasn't me falling to the ground to my death.
It was the push.
It was someone forcing me, and that was like that was the most
insidious.
consistent.
The insidious being.
I used to have night terrors too.
Yeah, dude, we've been down.
We've talked dreams a lot, actually, dude. I used to have
similar.
I used to have vivid dreams of myself being hunted by wolves, and that was like my teenage years. Like twice a week, it was me in the woods, hunted by wolves. You know what I mean? To the bitter end, whatever. But then there's like there was
Did they
one
ever catch you, or
most times.
And that's when you would wake up, or what?
Wake up, and then there was one time. It was like there was one time I had this vivid dream that the moon was crashing to the earth. And it was like, and you know, with dreams, like they're kind of dissociative too. So it's like you'll see a person, it's like that's that person, but like when you look back, it's not that person.
Yeah.
Or it's like I was in this place, but when you look back, it's like I wasn't home. I was at the fucking bowling alley. Like I don't understand.
But in the dream, it was home. Yeah.
But well, in this dream, home was home. To the point where it's like the furniture was all in the same place. Like it was so bizarre. It was like, but it was like the moon was crashing to the earth and I was alone. Yeah. And it was like,
what about?
I remember how
I know stuff.
I remember how I would go, like the news would be flashing on the TV, which was sitting in the same spot that it was in that home, and I would be watching about how the moon was crashing to the earth, and then I'd be sitting. It all came to that conclusion in the one recliner that was in really that corner over here in the room on the northeast end of the room. And it was like this big flash of lights. And like I said, I'd been outside on the porch and I saw the moon just huge in the sky. Huge in the sky. I knew it was coming. And then it just crashed in the earth and it was like a rumbling. Sitting back in the recliner, and there was a rip and like a flash of a white light, and I woke up. All alone.
So like
fucking weird shit.
One theory.
Weird terrors.
One theory about dreams is that you're living in or you're getting flashes of if you follow like string theory, you're getting flashes of another dimension that you're living in at that time.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. That piques my curiosity. There's absolutely like almost no evidence to prove it, but it's a great thought. I mean, it's
a hard thing to prove.
Just as solid as any other theory, I guess. I think one of the most prominent world-ending dreams that I've ever had, and I've had quite a few of them, but like the most prominent was I was, on Earth, with my family or whatever, and all of a sudden this huge fire from the sky would shot down into the planet, and we could see it, and we all knew that this was the end. And there was this military alien race that came down, and what they were doing is they were extracting all the metals from our planet, all the gold, the copper, and what have you. And once they did that, our planet was gonna slowly die over 100,000 whatever years. But I'll never forget one of the face of the alien soldiers that was there. I don't know if I should describe it now. I'll wait for a second. And it was so prominent in my head that I just remembered his face. Fast forward about 5 months later, I was at a show, and a guy that would come out to shows a lot, and this was probably about 10 years ago now. He had a tattoo, and that tattoo was the face that I saw in my dream.
Whoa.
And I looked at him, and like my exact words were, "Why do you have that tattoo on your arm?" And he goes, "That's Calithu, the god of confusion." And like it just my head just warped, like
right.
Like, oh, that's a thing. Yeah, and it really that's. I always paid attention to my dreams, but that's the time that that's about the time I started keeping my dream journal. When I started, documenting these details that I would recognize, and like, why is this playing out? Why do I recognize this? Why did he have that tattoo? Why did I dream about that figure? Why did I dream about this and that? And I've never come to an actual conclusion of anything, but it's that plateau I was talking about earlier. Like, I feel like I've gotten to that point where I've collected all this stuff, and now I don't know what to do with it. I'm looking through the grates, like at
you
something
see it
else.
All.
Right, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, what is the purpose? I've had dreams where where later it would come to fruition, and I would remember it in great detail. It's happened 2 separate times where I was able to tell somebody, like, remember that dream I told you? This reminds me of it, and then something that I described in that dream happened very next. Right. And they would be like, "Oh my God, I remember you telling me about that." I'm like, "Yeah, this shit happens all the time."
This is the weird thing.
I can't figure out why.
This is the weird thing. I live like, I mean, just listening to that, I'm not trying to be fucking dramatic or anything, but I feel like I live in complete darkness of that. I don't know any of that.
It's very curious.
I just live my conscious life that I'm awake. I go to sleep when I finally can shut my brain off. Like, it's a task to shut myself down and say, hey, you need to fucking rest up, dude.
That's crazy.
My
I've never had any trouble sleeping yet whatsoever.
I gotta make myself sleep,
Yeah.
and I have no recollection of anything at that. Like, after I finally go to sleep, it's
like,
nothing.
bro, you better not come at me crazy because I'll go right to sleep. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't
but
know.
like, I can
understand.
I can go right to sleep.
I don't feel like anything's wrong with me either, though. Like, I feel like for me,
No.
it's like this is what it's supposed to be, and I'm benefiting from it.
Are you?
I don't. I
mean,
truly feel that way.
Is that what you're assuming?
I'm
or
progressing.
Do you feel that? Like,
I'm progressing in life, mental health, existence, like every aspect of my life right now. I'm progressing, so I feel like I'm benefiting.
So do you think that block is
my
helping?
gain? I do. I'm not worried about that shit. I get to wake up fresh. I don't gotta question shit except for what the fuck happened yesterday. Not what happened last night when I was asleep.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the dreams, yeah. So I don't remember a lot of shit anymore either in my dreams. I've had very vivid dreams, but also at the same time, it's like a lot of the stuff is like I don't remember my dreams. And to be honest, I started smoking weed and stopped remembering my dreams.
I think it's a suppressant.
But I don't think
it's a suppressant.
Wait, say
I don't
that
know
again.
that
I didn't
started smoking weed, stopped remembering my dreams.
Oh, really?
I do. I feel like it's a suppressant.
But I don't.
I mean, I medicate for sleep.
A suppressant for what? Like my erratic subconscious?
I feel like
Sounds incredible.
yeah. I feel like it's a way to slow it down to where you can actually take it in and actually have perception of what's going on. Like, it slows it down enough to where you can actually fucking take it in and feel it and understand it.
I feel like an outsider
that's why
on
it's
that
medication.
perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like an outsider because
That's
like
why it's medicinal.
you know, smoking pot. Like I smoke pot every night before I go to sleep, or not every night, most nights before I go to sleep. You know, and
But you dream vividly. I don't. I use it to go to sleep as well because I can't shut off. And you use it to go to sleep, but then it's just
the thing about
so
my dreams is that like
man.
the thing about my dreams
What's
is
wrong with you?
I don't know.
Why are you dreaming?
I don't know.
You dream
But I can also
You
be
dream
very
it?
interactive in my dreams.
Yeah.
I feel like
So you can do stuff like you can think out a plot like, okay, this is happening. And
well, there's a lot of times where I realize I'm dreaming in the dream, and
I've done it.
That's interesting. But like, there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm astral projecting, and I only say that because I've flown over places that I know, like that I grew up around, but like they look exactly how they should look as I'm floating above them, and then I'll like jump from rooftop to rooftop in my parents' neighborhood.
Nice.
And it makes sense. There's no dream askew-ity. It's literally like this is how this neighborhood's laid out, and I'm just jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and again, no explanation why. And I dove into and I read into like astral projection in itself, and one thing I discovered is that a lot of people will claim that, you know, the more you dive into your dreams and the more that you're aware of your dreams, the higher you go. When you're having these
more you
flight,
can actually explore into.
Well, the higher you go, and like literally, like how above the earth you go, you know. And I remember one time I was dreaming, and I was in like this cloud city situation, and there was all these people, like it was a playground, you know. They were just like doing like slides off clouds, and like it was just people just floating around. And I had this realization during that dream, like, all these people are astral projecting with me right now.
Right.
We're all in this moment together. And I don't know. It sounds fucking maddening. Like
I know,
spitting it
I
out
get
to
it.
you right now.
I
feel ridiculous, but I'm very confident in how I feel about it. You know, like I know I was there with all those people at that time.
I feel like that kind of stuff is fucking weird again. I'm not trying to be weird.
But why is it?
But like now, yeah, like that makes sense after listening to that, and maybe the state of mind that I'm in. But I feel like I'm that way in real life. Like that's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like that's when I'm awake and conscious, like I'm going through the same things that you're going through when you're asleep and dreaming. I'm going through that stuff too while I'm conscious of it. I don't know how to explain it, but
So
it's always conflicting in how I'm trying to be with people, how I'm trying.
When you say conflicting, what do you mean?
It's so
Go ahead. Yeah. Keep going. Keep
I'm
going.
sorry.
I
This
get
is
it.
recorded too.
I get
but-
you.
What do you
I
mean
get ya.
conflicting? Like you said, it's conflicting. Like I'm
It doesn't
curious.
seem like that. It's like
Yeah.
the getting caught up in the everyday.
I feel like there's all this other shit going on too.
Like you're out like so like you're living a
Let me hit that again, Jerry.
like you're living life,
try to
but like
change this conversation.
you feel like you kind of you slip in and out of a dream state during life, and that in itself is what is conflicting.
I
Is
feel
that
like
where
it's
I'm getting-
I feel like
what I'm
it's
getting?
going on while I'm going through life.
Yeah,
It's like when I play music, like when I'm up there and I'm playing our music and I'm singing and I'm in that moment and we're doing our shit, I'm feeling it 100%. But also, I'm able to think about other things.
Yeah. Also, like to me,
it's the most amazing thing.
I've noticed with you too.
I'm in a different world
yeah,
sometimes.
My eyes are closed. My eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
I'm
for me
there,
at times
but
to
I'm
just like
I'm where I want to be when I'm playing, and I can make sense of everything and sort shit out while I'm remembering. I'm playing this chord. We're about to do this. I sing this line. I'm thinking about good stuff and
then
making
also
progress.
isn't
how
this
to explain
picture
it.
and then also at the same time isn't this picture that we're all painting together beautiful?
It's
You
just-
know what I mean?
it's
Like
re-
that's to
it's
me
all
that's what it is.
intertwined.
It's all this bigger thing, yeah. Especially when you're playing to a bunch of people who are
Yeah, like you're
loving what you're doing, or at least just engaging.
See, maybe that's why my dreams are so vivid, because I lack the engagement. Like when it comes to, being personable with people outside of music, specifically at shows, or being comfortable with people. Like being comfortable with people, like bringing you into my studio and like talking to you. I'm not nervous about it. Haven't been nervous about it.
Of course.
But if I were, if Kyle was like, hey, let's go have a good discussion with Jarrod at
another place.
at another place, I would be so.
I would be nervous as well. I feel comfortable here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some, I don't know.
I feel the
Hey,
same
for here,
way.
here
Yeah.
though, I feel like especially with things like this, the intention is set though. Like we're doing what we're doing right now because
That's
we
fair.
intended to do it. You know,
That's very fair.
It makes
Correct.
it really easy.
The drive.
Makes it easy.
But it's amazing, like both of you, more so Kyle, but like only because we haven't really been around each other too much, but we have a few times,
Sure.
and we've kind of like flirted with that, like oh, you're this way
is the
too,
guy.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm this way
this is
too.
the guy you need to have a one-on-one
We both
with.
like have that, like oh, like you get how I am because like I don't get people and I'm kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
Like we've had that connection before. I remember one time specifically at Tony's, but then the other time at Barrel Bar. But
Yeah.
like I remember those moments, like they're encapsulated in my mind,
Right.
And that's like when he was asking to bring you into the studio. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude! Like I remember those moments. I'm like, I know that we can expand on those moments of understanding each other in some sort of
Yeah.
way, shape, or form, no matter what our background is or what our beliefs are. We
sure.
have this similarity of nervousness around people in a certain sense, like when you're very you seem
it's a common
recluse,
thing,
you're an enigma, a mystery to a lot of people, I would assume.
But then he's
I
not.
don't know.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. But
See,
then he's the
I don't know.
opposite of
Yeah.
that.
I don't
To
know
me,
about that.
he's the opposite of that.
Maybe
He knows me. He knows me better than a lot of
maybe
people.
not.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wording that more towards my way of things.
Not
Right,
a
that's your
recluse.
perception. That's
yeah.
your
I
perception.
try to not be that recluse because
Jared's
I
a
have
mysterious
been
man. But when you, no, honestly, he's mysterious. But once you like spend enough time with him, you start to realize like dude's like, I don't know, he's real. Like he's gonna bring out good things in you. Like he's all about that. It's just a part of his being.
And he kind of looks like Jesus, so that's awesome.
I mean, that's a random
random
thing.
fact.
That was a cool thing in the wintertime last year. We
Yeah,
had
because my
fun with
beard
that.
got really long, and
Yeah,
we
you're
had
fucking-
lots of
you were
fun.
looking-
We had lots of fun with that because we were out at.
It was our.
Never mind.
It was that's a long.
We had
stories.
fun with that. We like
Yeah.
to raise
Raise some
hell
with
every
that.
once in a while and stir some people up.
Yeah.
And fix
yeah.
their disposition.
You look like a perfect depiction of the Americanized Jesus.
Americanized white Jesus.
Right?
Yep.
So. Hey, there's your first album name right there.
Yep.
I'm for it. I'm here for it. Speaking of that, so we speaking of shows even, so we've got a lot of shows coming up that we haven't announced. We need to get more organized. We're working on that.
If only
But-
I would have asked you about that at the beginning of the podcast.
I know. We've got a cool thing going on up in Dublin, Ohio. And
Is this the thing you cannot talk about?
I mean,
we
no, this
mentioned
is
it.
separate
We
from
mentioned
that.
it before.
Okay.
Yeah, we're allowed to announce this, but we're gonna be playing up there 7 times starting next month until September.
June 12th, I think, is the first.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be playing there, and there's gonna be other bands playing. So there's 2 bands that play.
And
There's
where
a
is
band
it?
that plays from 4 to 6, and a band that plays from 6 to 8.
Dublin.
It's in Dublin at Bridge Park.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys saying that now.
Yeah. So it's a cool new thing. It's a new development. I mean, it's actually still under construction. They're still like building everything and getting it all ready for it.
Really?
Who owns
Yeah.
that?
Have no clue.
Okay.
No
Well,
clue, to
I
be
had
honest.
I had a
yeah.
friend hit me up, a musical friend that I've known
Check
for
it out.
years.
I can give you the contact.
Well, the thing is that he hit me up and told me that he's building a new thing. It's going to be very musically driven. He's in
Yeah.
a band, and I'm not.
They found us magically. I don't know, through Life in Columbus, whatever that was.
Somebody linked them up to us.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's
you don't.
an-
You,
it's an
but you-
Instagram
You don't
account.
know. You don't know his name.
His name's Jordan Canada.
Okay. No.
Is the guy that we've been,
That's the guy
who has been booking our music? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you guys have somebody helping you book your music?
No, he's the guy through them that
Oh,
we've
through
been
them.
booking.
Okay.
with. I don't know if it's
Booked
the
us
guy
seven-
that owns the spot
seven
or
shows.
just the guy.
I mean, I
involved
have
with
people that help me
entertainment.
book music. I mean,
Yeah, we don't. We have nobody right now.
The basis- the
we're
basis
actually
of-
considering having someone book us.
We
and,
definitely
like,
need a manager
We've got some
of
people
sorts.
in mind.
Manager of sorts.
Well,
They
I have
do.
somebody that helps me
Dustin-
book every now and
Dustin
again.
Smith would be in my mind.
Who?
Dustin Smith and the Daydreamers. That cat. I know he's dabbled in booking.
Do you know who books me at
Love
like
to
the
see that happen.
high end like country clubs and stuff? Is Chad Greenwald, bass player for Zack Attack.
I know Chad.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, he's booked me for years.
Really?
Like when I play,
Chad's fucking wild. man.
yeah, when I play,
I could see him being a forceful person in the booking
yeah,
industry.
but
honestly,
yeah,
Just
when I play at like these high end like country clubs, you know, he's usually the person who does the booking for those.
yeah.
For me, that's a beautiful thing to have somebody like, you know, organize that for you and reach out to you instead of you reaching out to them. It's
Spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, we went from dreams to your booking sticks.
I know what happened.
You, Kyle,
I
use
know,
what
it's-
happened. You're like, yeah, dreams are awesome, but listen, we're playing in Dublin.
Dreams and no dreams, but hey, come listen to our music. We got so much new music coming.
Yeah.
We can't even keep up.
Hopefully.
Like
so,
honestly, like
again, like
we need to spend more time together so that we can get these new songs together. We each have all this music,
Right. We're looking
independently,
right now,
and we've
right
got to
now,
perform it. We got to make this fucking happen somehow.
right
man.
now.
What's
We're
our goal?
looking at a certain person who has recorded a bigger band in the area,
Oh yeah.
has approached us
See
and wants to record what we've got going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're definitely going to pursue that avenue.
So you want to record? You want to record an
we're-
album?
We're
You wanna
about
put
to
that stuff out.
record
And
2 albums.
my mind, and tell me this is.
I'm
tell me
here.
what
I'm
you
on
think.
board now, Jerry.
Tell me what you think about this. I
Tell
think so. In this day and age, everybody's attention span is like shortening, right? And so everybody's putting down like 2-minute videos or like short videos to try to get their vision across. And a lot of these bands are putting out EPs
single at a time.
single at a time, or like only 25-30-minute long EPs. And it's like
And
back in the day,
the reason they're doing that though is because they want to
Because
make profit off of it.
because they want to make a profit
wanna-
off it,
they want
and
it to go
people's
somewhere, get a
attention,
bunch
and
of views.
back to what I said though,
So-
people's attention spans are shortening.
What's your question?
Sure.
You said you want
My
to ask
question is, I
Do it, man.
want Kyle and I, because we have the material, we have like together with the stuff that we've written and actually that we've practiced, we have at least 3.5 hours, maybe 4
Together.
of
Of
material,
originals.
of original stuff that we could put on a track.
That's not including what we have that we're not playing together.
That we're
I've
not
got-
playing together right now, that I have written from the past,
Yeah.
that he has written from the past.
All right.
Stuff that we are,
I've
and
got
like I
30,
the
40 other
aforementioned
songs.
6 or whatever songs
Yeah.
that we have, that we're trying to write together right now. Aside from that, we probably have 3.5 or 4 hours of material that we could go into the studio and create.
Easily.
We could sit it down, lay it down, and create it. So
But
I'm
that's-
saying, why don't we just do a double album? Double album.
I thought it was ridiculous at first.
I think that we should. I want to
I'm gonna
challenge.
go on
like
the
the
other
wall?
side here. Hang on, let me move
No,
the
not
mic.
like, I'm not saying like
No,
that.
Double album,
I'm not saying
Jerry.
that-
And
I
I'm
don't
not
mean.
even
I
saying-
don't mean in its integrity.
No.
I just
No.
mean
And
like
I'm not
a
saying
double
like
album. Like
I'm not.
Double.
Yeah. Like 2.
But then what do you
like
have?
two discs of 2 50-minute discs in one release, and I think that we could do it.
Yeah.
It would
But
just
then
take.
what
Well,
you
it
have-
would just.
Do you know the band?
But
System
then
of a
what
Down?
would we'd
Yeah,
have like
what we would have another 2 fucking
Another-
albums worth of music.
another
Wait,
2
wait,
albums
hold on.
worth of music
Do
at
you
least.
guys remember? You guys System of a Down? You know the band?
Yeah.
Their last 2 studio albums, Memorize and Hypnotize,
Yeah.
came out very shortly apart, but separate, and they were intertwined in together.
That's the
But they weren't like, oh, wait a few years. No, it was a very short time, and then they immediately released the next album.
yeah.
And it was and the songs went together. It was one album
Exactly.
sold separately, obviously for financial gain, and especially in this world's the way this world listens to music, that would probably be the most financial way to do it if you're looking in that terms. Because, as you said, short-term memories, like what's the next hot thing?
Yeah.
I think something like that would be, I think that would be more appropriate to what you're...
So like that's
like,
the whole
it would
plan.
hold on to your
That's the
integrity.
whole plan.
It would hold on to your integrity
So-
and Kyle's at the same time.
So the plan,
The way
is,
we write our
the plan
sets
is,
anyways is each song, whatever we're ending in, we're going to go into something else that accentuates the song that we're leaving, but also gives like a new growth of the next
when
song.
we design our live sets.
Yeah, when we design our live
But not
set,
like
we're
the
gonna
wall.
But-
use the same concept.
Yeah,
with
not
the
not
album.
not a fucking
Yeah,
not a whole.
It's not gonna be a
Opus.
perfect.
I
fucking,
didn't have
yeah.
I don't have
It's not that.
a full cinematic
It's about the emotion.
VHS in mind. You know what I mean?
We're gonna
I don't
build
have it.
you
I don't
up
think they
within
did
the
either,
album.
so-
I bet he did.
emotionally,
I bet he
and
did.
we're gonna bring you back down.
Maybe.
Roger Waters
Oh yeah,
probably had that.
you're right.
That's what they said on that
retirement
VH1
plan.
Classics. I remember David Gilmour was like, he came to practice one day and was like, "Here's the wall."
Right.
It sounds ridiculous, but that's what he
No,
said.
that doesn't sound
And that,
ridiculous.
but that's not us.
actually
But that's
make-
not us at all. That's
Well,
not where.
That-
What I'm trying.
that's
What I'm
not a
trying
bad
to do.
Thing. It's not a bad thing for somebody to go.
I'm trying to be
I have a
realistic.
long-term plan, and I just thought of it last night. Here it is.
Yeah, I'm
You
trying
know.
to be realistic. I'm trying to say that we have a lot of material to release, and I want to release it soon because I feel, at least to myself, that it inhibits my creation of new material.
Exactly.
Because I have all
We need
this
to catalog.
backlog. We need to catalog
We need
it
to catalog
so
it
it's
so
there.
that we
So
I want
go
people.
and
you want to
move on.
release it on
And move
one
on.
album because you're ready to put it.
We've
move
got
on
too much.
But
to
also-
something
We've got
new.
too much.
But also,
we got-
I want to do it
what's,
in a way.
What's the difference between why wouldn't you just record it all at one time and then separate it into two albums
No, because we
shortly apart?
We want to be
No.
able to categorize it and think it thoroughly through.
So you
within
guys
a-
are on the
within a
same
selected-
page. You guys
Yeah.
are on the same page. That's
But
what
I
you
also,
wanna do.
but I also want to.
Hundred-
I also want to challenge our fellow musicians.
Yeah.
Because
To be honest,
I was under.
I also want to challenge.
I apologize. I was under the impression that you weren't on
I
board
wasn't.
with that idea.
I was not.
He wasn't
I have
at first.
not been
he wasn't at
since
first.
the whole-
and
Okay.
I'm, I don't know.
beginning,
I've been
hesitant.
pulling for it.
And that's why I was like, well, record it all at once, but release it shortly after
So
the
here's
other.
what
Yeah, okay.
happened and what swayed that for me. What happened was 4 more songs I've written in like 2 weeks. 2, 3, no, it's okay, a month maybe. Month and a half. Let's go a month and a half.
And now all of a sudden,
four new
you're,
songs, I'm like, because at first that's what I questioned. Okay, we're gonna put 2 albums out, 10 to 12 songs each album. What the fuck are we gonna have left that are bangers? Like, of course we got a bunch of songs.
We
But
played.
what are our bangers? We've
we
got
played that
songs
show
we
at the
do
Woodlands.
fill-ins.
We played that show at the Woodlands
We're
where we
talking
did the
all
thing.
originals.
We did that show at the Woodlands where we did the thing where it was like you played 2 songs that I
Yeah,
weren't familiar
we
with,
did
and then
solo
I did
songs.
2 that you weren't familiar with, and also I was just like, dude, those 2 songs.
They
Why haven't we played them
ate it
together? And
up.
then he the same
We don't
way
know
back.
him
So
yet.
it's just like we just
talk amongst yourselves. I gotta pee.
All right,
Continue
we're
the
just trying to
conversation.
write.
but yeah, dude. That's
But
what
also at the same time, it's like I would like to do a thing to where it was like we're gonna put out the double.
I do want to separate.
Listen, but we're gonna
Let's
pick.
record 2 albums, but I do
Yeah.
want to like release a few at first. And-
That's called
and-
the singles.
Yeah, I do want to release a few
Call
at
the
first and
singles.
hold back and then
Look,
release the first
And I think
album.
that each album,
Do it
each
again.
each 50-minute CD should have 2 to 3 singles from it,
Agreed.
and then we'll release those separate of the album, either to pump up or accentuate the album before we even release it.
100%.
So you hear what I'm saying, CB?
No, I was.
I want to entertain. Yeah. I want
100%.
to entertain both sides of the coin to where I want to do it the old way to where it's like we're releasing a double album.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's like I want to release each
pick out a couple
CD.
singles.
Each
and put 'em
CD
out.
has their singles, 2 to 3 singles. Each 50-minute release has 2 to 3 singles on it, to where we can release. We can make videos or make
But then
promote
release
them
a
at
whole
large, in promotion of the double album that we're releasing. So I want to do it. I want to do that. I want to do it both ways.
That sounds overly complicated, and I mean that like.
That's the way it's supposed to be,
It
though.
needs to be.
No,
That's the way it's supposed to be.
hold on.
That's
Keeps
what
people on your
nobody else
hook.
is doing.
Keeps people on your hook.
Well, no, like
We'll release 3 singles and be like,
Jared. What I'm having a problem with.
okay.
You're freaking me out, bro.
They're all empties. They're all
Sorry,
empties.
no, hey, yeah.
Oh, I was building a tower.
I'm listening, Stevie.
I'm just gonna drink
Okay,
water.
what you're saying is you want to release EPs of this 2-record
Singles.
album.
1 song apiece.
Okay, 1 song a piece, but okay, you have 2 albums, so like
Yeah.
2 songs.
No, 2
Okay.
2 apiece, like EPs,
2
like
songs
like
apiece,
here's a upcoming song off of and the song and the CD is going to be called Money Go Round.
Yeah.
I already got a vision. I got
Okay,
the vision
okay,
for it.
but now the next album
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a continuance of the first, right?
Sure.
Next
How's
one,
that-
we haven't named it yet.
How's that any different than what I just suggested of like releasing them slightly apart but not too far apart?
Right.
Like, I
They're
think
not
I'm
gonna be
I'm
done.
having trouble understanding how you want to release the album
Yeah.
because you sound like you want to
What
release it
we're
all at
saying,
once,
The
but
packet, yeah.
What we're
package.
saying is they're coming fucking back to back. Like it's coming.
So it's
we're
like,
not gonna
look,
wait a year
look,
and then
okay,
release another
look,
album.
for-
We're gonna record 2 albums and then we're gonna be like, okay,
For the
let's
wall, look,
let's release the
you're
first
gonna
one.
you're
and then
gonna
release the other
record
right
one
after it.
album.
We're gonna record
and
2
then-
albums all at once.
2. You were talking about the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna do
on the
2
radio,
at once.
you will hear the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. You will hear, ooh, I need a dirty woman.
I guarantee the
You will
second
hear-
album will be
you
better
will
than
hear-
the first.
Hey, you, can you help me to carry the stone? You'll hear all these songs off the wall on the radio.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. We're
We
gonna
will
pick out
release-
some little singles.
We will
within
release the
album.
self-containing the singles, the ones that we feel like, ooh, that's
That'll be.
that's
the
a
ones
high
that'll
point.
be
So you're
more
saying
That's a high
catchy.
point.
Releasing
audience.
all these singles.
More radio.
Three,
know,
four,
what-
three or
what-
four.
We're gonna more radio friendly.
3 or
singles.
4
We're gonna try to.
But if you want to
gonna
buy
appease
it,
that
totality.
but if
idea.
you want to buy it, you got to buy 2 discs. It's 2 hours of music. Well, it's an hour and 40 minutes of music.
yeah.
So, but you're
Give or
saying release the EPs or the
Singles.
The singles.
We're like that's what
You're-
that's
you're-
what the
you're-
people
you're-
are calling this.
You're talking
shit.
about releasing those like shingled, like releasing one
Sure.
here,
Yep.
one there, one here. So how long before the album or albums are released, and do you do one in between the albums?
I think so.
Nope.
released.
Nope.
No?
I'm thinking you drop. I'm thinking drop the singles, and then it's a double album. The album is ready for you to buy. No,
Right,
you
right,
cannot.
but
You
if
can't
you-
buy.
if
You
you're
can't buy. You
promoting-
can't buy the first disc separate from the second disc.
do it
But
all
if you're
together.
You're gonna buy
promoting,
both
if
of
you're
them.
promoting
There's-
2 different
There's a
albums,
package
Wild,
we're gonna pay
dude.
for.
That's wild.
We're gonna pay for all of that. We have,
Yeah.
dude. We have to.
but if you're promoting 2
I think
different
it'd be
albums,
badass.
And
we
if
can
we're-
do it.
If we can team up with the right producer, we can make. I think that we can make some
I know
wild
we
shit happen with the material that we have written.
I know we can.
but if you're
We got too
producing,
much.
if
That's
you-
the
I don't
vision,
wanna-
though.
We got so much. I need to catalog some shit before.
But that's
we
my.
move
But that's
on,
what I'm
like,
talking about too, dude.
to
And,
that
and we
point.
have had that conversation to
I
where
gotta
it's,
get it. Yeah.
we have to put it
We
down
gotta go and do it.
so that way we can move
We got
on.
money
Like
saved,
there's,
too.
there's too much
We've
to
got a big-
memorize.
So is this double album
we've got
going to
money
be your
saved
first
up for
release?
Yes. Well,
Well, outside of
Craft and Vinyl
Craft and Vinyl
with
Zach Elswick,
Zach Elswick. Zach Elswick can record us at Craft and Vinyl
Alonzo,
with Alonzo. They're playing in a band right now. That's doing some big things.
Spice Jar,
Spice Jar.
killing
yeah.
it.
So they recorded us doing some live sessions at Craft and Vinyl, and it's literally one take.
I've played there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
we
talking
did
about
live
like
recordings.
they
That's
had us in one morning.
honestly the
and
only material that we have.
That's
on our
all that we
Facebook,
have on our
other
Facebook.
than our live stream is our live fucking takes with Zach and them at Craft and Vinyl, and they were amazing.
The videos, all the videos are like self-made, or like the one
Yeah.
from Roots was
Listening
made
back
from
to
Brand
it, I'm
Damn
like,
Black.
fuck, we do those way better now. But it's like to capture those the way that we did,
When we needed them to be done, yeah.
fucking perfect. I wouldn't take it back. I'll never take them off our page ever. And we do them entirely different. Well, not entirely different. I feel like we kind of do them better.
We do them,
But we
not
can
entirely
never
different,
do
but better,
them
yeah,
that
for
way
sure.
again.
Yeah.
And that's the
So-
beauty of it. Be proud of that.
How about the in light of your releasing your singles or what have you, recording 3 or 4 songs before you record your album, put that out as a single itself, just one little like 3,
okay,
4
we
song
finished
album.
these
The
3.
EP,
We're hyped
yeah.
about
Well,
them. They're
and even
finished.
promote it with your local friends and family here, like hey, this is we need to sell these to help
build it
produce,
up.
well, and to help produce the rest of the album.
Yeah.
But these songs will be on the album, what
Yeah.
have you. I see you guys.
I like that.
I see you guys talking, and like discussing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having a hard time seeing you guys focus on how to do it exactly. Like,
Oh, we already have a guy for our.
We do have a person.
There's a person that's, like I said, who is recording a bigger band in the area. We're not we're not saying the name right now because we haven't
we don't want to speak before anything
happens. It's like he's recording a bigger band in the area, and he's expressed interest.
Yeah,
I think he might be open to working with us.
But my point is that like you guys are dreaming big, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's the only way.
Dude, it's the only way to do it right now.
It's
coming
amazing,
out of this
but
situation.
financially speaking, there's a smart way to go about that. And like, listen, I have no foot in the race here.
Yeah,
you know, I refuse.
I
refuse to do an album. I've had
saved.
2 studios offer to pay for my album, and I've turned them both down.
Yeah,
because none of my business. But like, from a profitable standpoint, like what you guys are imagining is a huge deal.
Yes, sir.
I'm not so sure about
it's a
the
leap of
execution
faith.
so
Absolutely.
Far. No.
It's a leap of faith, but
you haven't sold me on the execution yet. Like, I think there's going to be a smart and a smart and an unsmart way to do this, you know. And I feel like you guys.
Well, what do you think?
I feel like
what I think, like what I said.
I feel like
you record the whole album.
Okay.
Or you record one album and release songs and put
2
that
albums
as
is
its own, like,
right?
Well, you put those songs out as its own thing. Like, hey, we put these 3 songs fully compressed, fully, you know, everything. Like, as the whole band.
Stevie,
let me finish.
No, I'm willing to. I want it.
Let me.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
So you put those 3 out and use that as a marketing tool. Like, hey, these songs are going to be on this thing. We have this brilliant idea that we're working on, but we need this to sell to help fund what these songs will be on.
Right.
You know,
you're
like,
looking at it realistically, fund-wise. Right?
Well, yeah, because that's how the earth works.
We're saying we have someone that's willing to take what we have.
Has looked at us and said that
do it. He's willing to roll the dice.
We'll work it out later.
Yeah, he's willing to roll the dice, and if it flops, it flops. But he's like, I'm in.
He doesn't know.
That's our situation right now.
He doesn't know he's recording a double album with us yet, though.
He has no clue that. Like, he was probably thinking like 5 or 6 songs. These guys.
6 songs, yeah, right.
But
no, that's not. Hey, and I will pay for it later. I don't care.
Have money saved.
We've been saving
money from
that's
every
my thing.
show we've played.
And that is and honestly, Stevie, what you're saying,
but you have money saved.
Got a bank
listen,
account,
Stevie, listen to me. This is what I'm saying about what you said. That is my mindset, though. Is taking those singles, like you were saying, those 3 songs, and pre-marketing them. We're gonna pre-market the shit. Those are probably gonna be the first ones we record.
Yeah,
we'll figure out where they go in that album later, but those will be the first ones released, and they will be released in marketing of this album.
Yeah,
like that's the best way to do it. That's the way it has been done. No, that's
the coolest thing.
I've already thought about that. We're definitely going to pre-release
the coolest thing for me.
2-3 singles. That's the idea of having them. But if you want to buy the album, you got to buy both sides.
The most organic thing for me within what we're trying to do is we're not only gonna release like music that we started with that are maybe were written like 5-6 years ago that we've always played out and people know, but we're also going to incorporate the brand new stuff that we've written this year, this month, this week, this day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's going to be a mixture of the old stuff and the new stuff. We already play all different genres. We do bluegrass, reggae, folk, fucking blues, classic rock,
At this
Those
point,
name it,
sound
we
like
do it.
albums. When you say that, that sounds
Do
like
it all.
an
At this-
album theme.
at this point, it's the task of arranging our stuff.
I feel like we
into
need
cohesive-
a team. We need a team with us. Like,
Yeah.
it's just us
Yeah.
two, and we're gonna fucking we're doing what we can. But I feel like there's bigger things to come, and we're not trying to force it. We're just
Definitely
trying
not
to
trying to
move
force
with it and see what happens along the way.
But yeah,
I'm confident. I'm confident in both of you.
fucking-
Like,
I'm
I love
confident.
your vision. I love the where you guys want to go.
Yeah.
You know, I really
We just
do.
want to play music and be able to continue to do it. We don't want to be fucking famous. Fuck that.
Shit, dude.
We have anxiety.
I
with
just wanna
people
pay-
doing that. No, I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
dude, I already get nervous. I already
Yeah,
get
yeah.
nervous when there's 20
We just
people in
wanna
a room
play
and I'm
music
playing
'cause
it.
it
Well,
feels
that's
fucking
that's
good,
I just wanna
man.
play
That's
music.
what I do. I
That's
play
why artists
music.
die. You know, like they weren't ready for fame.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
they weren't
not-
I
prepared
just wanna
for it.
play.
I love
Yeah.
people. Don't get me wrong. It's just like we're not in it to fucking make more people like us. And we're in it because this is something that we're like, we have to do. We're gonna do
I don't
it
know
whether
about you. Yeah, I don't know about
if
you.
no one's listening to us, we're gonna be doing it at our fucking houses to ourselves.
I don't know about
Like,
you,
why
dude.
not share
But
it
I'm
with
just
people?
I'm just trying to write the songs that I would want to hear.
Exactly.
You know, I just want to.
And I want to hear that shit.
Well, likewise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
And I
but
know that-
from a financial standpoint, listen. I know you guys are laughing, but like you have somebody that wants to help produce your album or what have you. That person is looking to make money.
Of course.
well, yeah.
I hope he makes money.
You know,
But I hope we get to play a bunch of fucking
I hope-
shows.
but I hope he gets to
and
record this
travel
double
around
album.
and play music.
And then
Yeah. I hope I can survive.
dude.
I hope I can pay my insurance so I can go to the doctor if I need to.
call me
Like-
call
like
me
for
crazy.
and my
Call me
fucking
crazy.
Gallstone bladders, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Gallstone.
I hope I have enough. Yeah. I hope
Gallbladder stones. That's it.
Gallstone bladders.
Gooston.
My gallstones
my
have their own bladders.
Blaskuston.
There's bladders inside your.
Oof.
Oh
It's a-
no!
It's really a
tragic.
platform. Anyway,
And they're growing teeth.
by the way,
I'm not
hang
trying
on,
to come
hang on.
down like on you guys or anything like that, but I see
I-
you
I
guys
completely
talking. I see you guys
Understand
dreaming,
your.
but like,
Hang on.
yeah.
Look at this.
What you gotta say, Kyle?
It's a great desk.
What?
Tonight.
No, we don't have.
What do we have?
So Stevie,
What the
like,
fuck am I missing?
can we shoot a video with your desk?
Why? I'm
Well,
concerned right now.
There,
I mean, like,
there's a thing going
It's just-
on right
just-
now.
We're gonna play a video. We're gonna
There's
play a song near your desk.
We
just want
needed
this
a
one- this one.
desk
what that
for a
desk has
tiny
a story, by the
desk
way.
concert. And
Can we?
We're not gonna do it tonight.
Not
Okay.
tonight.
No,
not
no, no.
tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight.
No,
Good.
no, we're
Good.
gonna collect ourselves and fucking do it.
I feel great.
Okay,
Not
you guys.
tonight.
Okay, you
Yeah,
guys are being
yeah.
so vague. What do you mean? Like, what?
There's
tell me
on-
this story. Tell
there's
me
a-
the desk story.
There's a tiny desk
Contest.
contest
You know
And-
the Tiny Desk series
and
in
any
VR.
artist anywhere.
You don't know
has-
NPR? They have the Tiny Desk series where it's like all
It's
kinds
honestly the best thing on the fucking
of.
internet.
Yeah. Look up.
If you're
look up
sleeping on
any
it,
of your
wake
favorite,
the fuck up,
any of your
everybody.
Stevie, any of your favorite artists, look up their Tiny Desks.
The Mac
series.
Miller shit's
Mac,
fucking
just do it.
It just
Tiny
goes
Desk.
everywhere, every genre.
So if I look it up on the internet,
Look it up right now. Yeah.
like YouTube,
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiny Desk.
So there's a
you
contest.
know who NPR is? Like 106.3.
Tiny Desk
I think is like
Concert?
the place in the area.
Well,
Tiny Desk, yeah.
88.7.
Tiny Desk.
Well, first thing that comes up is Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a tiny desk. It's like a library looking situation.
So there's a contest going
Yeah,
on right now.
Wu
They've-
Tang Clan was in there.
they've-
Yep, there's Mac Miller.
There's my Mac Miller.
Anderson Paak
one
is
right
right
here?
there.
That's the best.
Anderson Paak. Do the Anderson. Oh, the Mac
Anderson
Miller one was
Paak
sweet
shit's
too.
good.
I like
This
the
one here or
Anderson
this one
Paak.
here?
Anderson
It
Paak.
don't matter.
Do Anderson Paak.
Both were fire. But anyways,
Oh, I gotta have
they've
this.
opened up free submission for only unsigned artists. So me and Jarrod can go and do our songs.
But you have to do your
But you have
video
to have a
near a
desk.
tiny desk.
Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Look at this shit. Beautiful. Look, he's just in a library. Look at him.
They're actually in Washington, D.C.
Dude,
at the hub.
these guys
This
blew
is
way
where
up. These guys blew way up.
This is
after
what
this.
we're competing for. We're
Yeah.
competing to come here and do our stream there.
I feel like that bass is played with motherfucking these cats
So
out
what,
in
you want
Cali
my
that I
desk
saw.
in that sort of atmosphere situation?
so-
It doesn't have to be. It just has to be near a tiny
Per
desk.
submission, you have to have a desk visible in your submission. Doesn't matter what it is,
Well,
what
in
kind
that
of music
case,
you play. But
Gentlemen,
right here,
in that case,
brother,
yeah.
this desk is
We want to
sweet.
audition for this.
Yeah,
dope.
there's a story behind this desk, by the way.
Even better.
Oh, please tell.
This desk used to be my brother's desk, and it used to be poop brown. And I sanded this whole thing down and took a blowtorch to it and made it what it is. Put some cherry glass over it, changed the knobs, and
It looks phenomenal.
here it is. It's not a big story. It's not a great
No,
story,
I
but
mean, yeah.
this desk has
Just
always been a
what
part
we
of my life.
need.
It's very important to me.
To be honest, you're the first person we've seen that has a desk. And
I have
we're
two
fucking
of them.
biting down, man.
This is a good desk.
We're biting down.
It's a very solid desk.
a good desk.
Opportunity.
It's a very solid desk. It's it's been very prominent
It
for
looks
me.
nice. Dude,
Alright.
go to the Mac Miller stuff, man. I don't know. Yeah,
son.
okay,
I
maybe
mean-
Anderson
not,
.Paak.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to play too much of other people's stuff.
You're right.
yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
So, what, Mac Miller, you want to hear that?
No.
Oh, well.
We don't have to
No.
go into that. We don't have to-
Maybe
don't
we
have to.
shouldn't do that.
Well, I
Here,
can play snippets of shit.
Let's play this.
Let me play this right here.
Just tuning it up.
All right, this is Mac Miller, NPR.
Dude.
Yeah, we want to audition for something like that.
Ah, this ain't really Yeah,
Same place.
No, this
Look
isn't a
at
good
that,
one.
man. Yes, it is. The whole video
It's a
is
good one, but-
amazing, but
I recognize this guy. Is he
The
local?
bass. You gotta have the bass player.
Is he local?
no.
Mm-mm.
No, okay, I recognize him.
Look,
I
this
don't
is
know
this is like
No,
a
yeah,
global
wait. Go to
thing.
a different one. I promise
Stevie,
you.
this NPR thing
The
is it's a
same NPR
global
one,
thing.
but-
This is a like Wu-Tang was on here.
why. Oh, shit.
Yeah, look for Wu-Tang on here. That's fun.
What?
That's a fun show.
Well, I think
from-
we get. I think.
Yeah, you get it. You get it. You get it.
Anyways, they're
anybody
doing a
and
cool
everybody.
thing, and they're supporting unsigned music, and we're all fucking about that.
Yeah.
Because we're not like looking to get signed. We just want to play music for people.
Just want to play. If I can, look,
Why do we need to be signed
wanna-
by somebody?
I don't wanna be
Well, if
signed,
you're not
honestly.
looking to
We
be
should be able to
signed, why
support
are you so
ourselves.
detailed about how your album's organized? I mean,
Because
It's presentation.
Maybe we.
I'm not trying to be signed, but the
So it's for
presentation
you,
of my
like-
own
like
art,
for
yeah,
us, man.
is important. I want it to be something that's different from what everybody else is doing. And I also, like I said, like we're concerned about, not concerned. I don't want to say concerned because that makes it seem like a dire situation.
Be
but
true to our sound and not.
no,
alter
listen.
it
I'm not
because
talking about
of
our sound, but I'm
being
talking about
signed by
the
somebody.
society of musicians. I'm talking about like I want to see everybody else writing. I want to see everybody else creating, and I feel like there's a lot of capable individuals around us that could be making some music,
Yeah.
and they hold themselves back. Let's make some music and show everybody that it's not really that fucking hard.
Yeah.
let's show them it's not that really fucking hard by putting all of our time and effort into this.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider that very fucking hard because I mean
It is. I mean,
right,
it
but
is.
what
It
else are they
is.
putting their time
It
effort
is.
into?
that's perspective. I mean that's
Just saying.
that depends on their life. I mean,
Absolutely.
somebody might have the same exact integrity as you, but have a life that will not balance that for them. I'm
Sure.
just, I'm just
I
putting
see
that
that.
out there. I'm just
I
putting
see
that
that.
out there.
Sure.
I'm just
Yeah,
putting that
sure.
out there. You know, like it's it's so easy to want somebody to feel the same way you do about something and want you to have the same integrity and passion and put Kyle, let me finish.
I know. I
And,
got one, bro.
and put into what you do. But it's so hard to understand the variables that go into other people's lives.
Of course.
You know, it's difficult.
Well, and it's not really, like I said, it's not.
I agree with
I'm
that.
still I'm trying to challenge other musicians, but at the same time, it's like it's about my own
agree
life.
with you,
I
too.
have the chance to do it.
There you go.
That's
I
have the chance to do it.
That's the reason. Yeah.
And I want to do it.
Here's
Like
my
I have
thing.
nothing holding me back right now.
Right.
And we can do this.
Right. My thing is with whatever we're doing in our lives individually, whether it takes up all this time. Hey, I fucking work. Maybe I work 50 hours a week. You know what I mean? And I'm a musician, and I want to be playing shows. I'm trying to do that. That happens sometimes. But even if I'm not out playing shows and being a band or anything, at home on my free time when I have it during that 50-hour week, maybe I'm taking a few hours throughout that week for myself just to play music. That's what it's about.
And that's
it doesn't mean you're playing shows and you're going on festivals and tours.
Recording an album.
You're recording an album.
Well,
and
yeah,
you've got
I
this
mean,
new visual.
people that are
It's
doing what you
about
guys are
playing
doing,
music for yourself and fucking like
you guys
sharing it with your fucking brothers and shit.
You guys doing what you're doing, going out, playing festivals, traveling.
That's
You
the
guys are
accelerated
considered
part, but
like
it doesn't take
almost.
away from
That's
the
the
whole.
accelerated part.
You guys are considered almost godlike to a lot of people that can't do that, no matter how much they want to.
We make it happen. I mean,
And I think that's the beauty of open mics. I think that's the beauty of giving that platform to people that want to do that, but
It's about the balance. It's about a little bit of hard work, man. It's like because it's like I work too.
well, it's also about whatever
I
your
don't have
situation.
kids. I don't have kids. Kyle does have kids.
I do. Indeed.
Okay, listen. I'm going to call him out. I have a buddy of mine. Listen,
Yeah,
I don't
call
like.
him-
I
call
don't.
him
I don't.
out.
I don't like country music.
gotta work
I
a
don't.
little
I don't like
harder.
country music. I
I
only
love
know. I
bluegrass.
only know country music from Terry Douglas, one of my best friends. But there's this country artist that I work with, and dude, this guy is fucking amazing. Every original he puts out is like he could sell this shit, but he's also a family guy. Like he has, three,
I'm
two
a
or three
family
kids.
guy, man.
He has 2-3 kids and a wife, and like he supports that family.
And I think it's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful because that's what real life is about. Like the whole anything else outside of that is just anything else outside of it.
That's what his real life is about. Yeah.
But you can also market that.
Of course.
You can also market that. That's fucking
Well,
sweet.
yeah,
Everybody
you
loves
could.
that.
You could, but like the time and effort may not be as valuable to do that for him as it is for you.
Well, absolutely.
You
not.
know, like his time and value is
we
into
book
his
around.
family.
We book around
My
things.
point
we
is,
book around
of
his
course we do.
family.
Yeah.
I book
We
around.
book around
we book
his
around my
stuff.
family.
We book
my
around his
point
family.
is, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back to
Yeah.
local. My point is, to guys like that, open mics is where to go. That's where you can put that outlet when you can't financially put that outlet. And he's also
When you're not
playing.
doing what
He's
we're
also
doing.
playing my break at Papa Boo's. Like I'm trying to give him exposure. I'm trying to like see if I can tweak any sort of thing. But
Yeah.
he might just be like, "Oh man, that was great."
We're not
Yeah.
playing your break.
Give
When am I doing that?
Give
Well,
that guy 4 or 5 songs whenever he can get that 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah,
is what
I'm
you're
down.
saying.
Yeah.
I love
When
that
are we
shit.
doing that?
You guys play my break?
We're doing that?
Barrel
No.
Bar when you guys first started.
Oh,
We
I thought we were
definitely
gonna
did.
do it
Yeah, we
again.
definitely did.
Let's do
No,
it
but
again.
you're right. You're right. That's awesome. Like when I've
Let's
talked to
have
him
him
too.
out,
I've
man.
talked to him too about I have a buddy who grew up out in Somerset, literally right down the
Ooh.
road from
I got
Kyle.
stuff.
It's called Fern Hollow, and they have this whole sustainable farming situation, but they also have a stage out there, full capabilities of running bands, and this is just outside of Somerset. It's called Fern Hollow Farms, for everybody listening, you know. And but it's my buddy Ryan Miller. He has moved to Australia, but he's back now. And his songs are beautiful, but it's one of those guys, like, he has a family. He wants to take care of his family. He works every day. But at the same time, it would be great to have him come out and fill some time slots. Like, if I could get Ryan to come out and do 20 minutes before us with his own original material, because we know that we're going to go on and do our original material. So it's
it's amazing.
All of that.
It's amazing when you meet people that are not only just as, or maybe even more talented than you are, and like they're like, yeah, that's great, but I'm really happy where I'm at, you know, and that's okay. That's
absolutely
there's
okay.
nothing wrong with this.
I wouldn't
and
say talented though. I would say more successful.
Well, no, but then there's people that are very talented but are just extremely happy with where they're at.
I don't see it that way.
No, well, I don't know if I would consider one way or another success. I mean, success is interpretive. You know, it's suggestive.
I think that's what it is, though.
Like, I've been real concerned. Dude, to me, it's like 3 years ago, I was real concerned about my garden. I wasn't real concerned about my guitar.
Right.
You know what I mean? It didn't mean I was any less talented. It was just like, I was like,
precisely.
Man, I really love this shit.
Right now, my focus is here.
You know, watch these tomatoes grow up like motherfucker.
Yeah. I don't like tomatoes, but yeah.
Yeah. Devil.
I don't like tomatoes.
Fuck's y'all problem with tomatoes, man?
I don't like tomatoes or peppers, really, but
they're poisonous.
You're like June.
June
don't like tomatoes.
June likes tomatoes.
No, June likes tomatoes. She doesn't like.
By the way,
she doesn't like peppers or carrots or celery, and that freaks me out.
I love carrots and celery.
I love carrots and celery. Yeah, it's like the basis of my hot sauce.
But you know what I mean? It's like you're. But like I said, at the same time, it's like I'm a really sporadic person. My interests, like.
Yeah,
they vary, and I go way into shit. I take shit all the way, and then I go way back out.
See
he knows me better than a lot of people, right? I do that. I can't help myself.
That brings up another aspect, you know, of people's integrities and and where they come from, what they want to do, and what they want to accomplish. It comes from another X factor of like, let it be a spectrum of the way your mind works, you know, a spectrum of how people's mind works. Your mind works in that way. You can, you'll be like, oh, I'm so fucking about this goddamn garden right now. Then you're like, oh, I'm so fucking about this goddamn band right now. Yeah. You know, like
Both how it should be.
Sometimes each in a day. Sometimes it's like for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
for somebody else.
Sometimes it's hour to hour fluctuation. Sometimes it's day to day fluctuation.
And
week
for
to week, month to month.
For me, I compartmentalize my sections of life in the way that I do, and I still have a hard time fucking juggling it because I have too many goddamn ideas.
We've found a way individually to juggle this metal band to where it's like. I think that
was insane.
I think that we're better. I think that the metal band is a winter thing for us.
Right.
I really do. We went, dude.
I don't know.
Summer dropped off.
We got some drumming issues, like
drum issues. Well, we don't really need.
No, we need drums.
Love you, Skylar. I love you, Skylar.
Oh.
We, look, our metal band is. We doing great things, and our drummer.
Our drummers are all over the place. I love you.
Yeah, our drummer. The drummer's a great drummer. We love Skylar, but
we love him to death. He's an amazing person. Like,
he's a wild card. He is so wild.
A wild card amongst wild cards.
Dude, he's just
Skylar is so wild, and it's like, again, it's like when we're talking about like people's perspectives and like. Could never hold this dude back.
We don't. Beautiful person.
Yeah, I love Skylar, and we can't hold him back. But it's like I don't. Oh man, to be able like, what if we put out an album and we had to go on tour? Could we depend on Skylar? Man, Skylar would just be off doing awesome shit. while we were trying to gather his shit together to put into a show.
Yeah.
Skylar's just a wild man.
He's a wild man. I think he's got it though.
He's the best drummer. No, I really do. I think that Skylar's.
We've reached the level of the podcast where we don't know what the fuck is going on.
I know exactly what's going on.
We have spent 15 minutes talking about Skylar. I don't even know who the fuck Skylar is. I love you, Skylar, but holy shit, like I'm.
All right, sorry guys.
Oh no, it's not an apology. Like it's really like it's. I've come to the conclusion that I've had a lot of beers, and I'm looking at Kyle right now. He's over here looking like fucking Kid Rock. You know, like.
What? Give me a song. Give me a line. Give me a line.
Jarrod, what are you thinking, man? How you feeling?
What am I thinking? How am I feeling?
Yeah, where's your mind at? Is it time?
We're gonna have to dial it in.
Is it time to end this podcast? You want to continue? What's up? He looked.
I don't even know what time it is.
11.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, how would you like to end the podcast?
Let's call it. Why not?
How would you like to end the podcast?
Why not?
I don't give a shit how I end the fucking podcast.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
do it. Thanks for having us out, man. Thanks for having me out again.
All right.
Thanks for having Jarrod out. But I feel like you need to have Jarrod out by himself.
Yeah, I picked up your vibe.
And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted at the beginning of this. Because I've been out so many times. I'm like, I feel like you need to pick this guy's brain alone. Like,
okay, well,
it's going to be more.
We can do that. I think we've established enough ground.
You got to see him how I see him, man. That's the only way.
I need you.
You need him one-on-one.
You're kind of my crutch when it comes to people that I don't know that I want to bring into the studio.
Well, I got another guy, and his name is Hunter Lepi. And I promise you, if you get that man in the studio, he will tell you so many stories that will stick with you for the rest of your life. You won't even fucking believe it or imagine it.
But Jarrod, I like you, man. I think you're. I connect with you on some sort of level.
Yeah.
Like I think socially I connect with you. You know, I didn't really get to learn too much more about you today, and which I did on many different spectrums, but like my point is I would love to have you back if you're interested in coming back solo with me.
Yeah,
and
man,
one-on-one.
absolutely.
And let's do an appropriate one-on-one podcast. I'm down with that.
Love that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's do it. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Tomorrow, Thursday. I don't do that. I'm all.
We leave for Michigan.
We're leaving for
we
Michigan,
leave for
but we could-
Indiana.
Yeah,
We
but
leave for
we're
Indiana.
leaving. I could do it next
Then
week
to Michigan on Friday.
or the week after.
Cool.
So
Yeah, just
Yeah.
hit me up when you want to do it. All right?
okay,
Balls in your court on this one.
cool.
All right, cool.
All right, I'm gonna put my glasses back on for no reason.
All right, dudes. Like,
Thanks for having us
This
out,
is
Stevie.
the most sporadic conversation I think I've ever had in a podcast. We were all
Yeah,
over.
I'm
the
glad
only,
we could
the only
contribute.
comparable-
We're being like cautious. Of,
Yeah,
of
I
topics,
was holding
too.
it
Like,
back.
you
Yeah,
don't
I
even-
can tell. The only comparable sporadicness that I can say this reminds me of is when I had Reese Jordan in here.
Dude,
Now,
I've
listen.
had
Hold up.
late nights with Reese too.
Reese
man.
and I, 4 hours, no breaks.
Yeah.
We're only at 3 hours and 15 minutes right now.
Yeah,
4 hours, no
Yeah.
breaks. And about that last half hour, we started just like diving into quantum physics and bullshit.
Yep.
You know, but like
Dude, Reese
that
is
last
brilliant.
half hour where we're just like, we're diving into random shit
Mm-hmm.
was this entire podcast. Like we dove into like so many
Damn.
different sections. And that's not a bad thing. I think it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. But
Like,
like,
should be. That's what it's
Yeah,
all about.
yeah.
I feel like that's what.
it's what it's all about is just turning on these microphones, letting us talk.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's why I don't edit them no more. That's why I don't do the interview sort of thing.
Yeah.
No, turn on the mics. You all speak for yourselves, and I'll speak for myself because I'll sound like This is
Hell
probably
yeah,
the
say, hell
besides.
yeah.
This is probably the drunkest I've been on a podcast. So,
What?
well, maybe question.
I don't
You and
know.
Ron J might be in
I
time
don't
for
know.
second and third.
Yeah.
But liquor was involved with both of those. So, all right, guys, I'm going to tune out. Is there anything else you want to say? Anything else?
Just keep tuning in. Keep coming back.
All right. Well, thank you, Kyle, Jarrod. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah.
All right, and thank you for dealing with my pig almost biting you.
Dude,
Let's
almost
go
took
back
off
out, honestly.
half of 2 of my fingers.
Yeah. That's what I said.
That would
Save your
technically be
fingers.
one
Give
finger,
'em your
collectively
toes,
speaking.
Collectively, but
Give them your toes.
yeah.
All
All right, guys. Peace.
Later.